Hey guys, Kari today with another YouTube video. How you guys doing today? And I got you a complete Kha'zix guide for you guys to use in your solo queue climb. And it has everything you need for the season specifically. And there's like some changes for Kha'zix. I mean, I think he's pretty broken right now to play. His builds are very good. Lethality is very strong. Bruiser is very strong in the certain spots. And I've been playing Kha'zix for many years, so I'm probably the best person to watch and to learn from for Kha'zix. Other than for some golden names like Ivern and Chaos Stanza, who are also very good. But yeah, I didn't really do Kha'zix content, so I got you guys. Hey guys, so if you guys didn't know, I have 3 channels, and every channel has their specific purpose for the viewer. The main channel, as you see here, is our channel where it will have all your, tier lists, jungle tier lists, and it will have educational guides, on every champion, and I will have some gameplay for specifically Kindred, Kha'zix, maybe Graves. Champions are mostly, more watched on this channel. And then I have other channels that will have different uses. So we have Kaido Jungle Coaching, which is actually a channel where I'll be posting every single coaching session, every single like kind of VOD review, and sometimes I'll be VOD reviewing people high on the ladder, whether it's in EU West, Korea, North America. If they're very good players, it'll be using good strats that you guys can use yourselves in your elo. I will be dissecting them and helping you guys learn what they do different. And then now we have a third channel, which is going to be in the works. Right now, it was a VOD channel, but I'm going to swap it into a very educational gameplay channel. I'll have a lot of different kind of video concepts that'll be uploaded here. Well, I'll be uploading a lot of, silver to diamond series. It's not actually played in those elos. It's going to be played in diamond master, because I'm going to be ranking up accounts. But basically, just to show you what you should be doing, what you should be focusing on while playing specific champions, and how to learn them. And then, other challenges would be like Nuzlocke. Some will be, fill to challenger, firewall to challenger. We're going to do that eventually on this channel. So, give it a follow, give every channel a follow. If you guys want specific type of content, every channel should be able to, help you out in some type of way. Either way, thanks for watching like usual. Thanks for the support, and let's get on with the video. Okay, his champ identity. So basically, Kha'zix wants to just look for picks throughout the game. Depending on what build he is, either assassin or bruiser, you just adapt to what you're doing in the game, what's going on the map, constantly. And as long as you do that pretty well, you will pretty much find success on this champ, because he's not really straightforward compared to other champions in terms of like how you want to play them. Sometimes you want to play a lot more on the side. Sometimes you want to play for picks. Sometimes you want to group more with your W evolve. Sometimes you just want to like play for chunks. I mean, it's just like a lot of ways to play him, and it's very versatile. So you just have to make sure when it's the proper time to do which, and adapt to the game. Pros and cons: he is a high burst champion. He's also a carry jungler. And he can either play alone or group depending on your evolves. Remember how I just said, he can be very versatile. And the things he usually will struggle is against like very high HP stackers, as it takes a lot of Q rotations to be able to kill them. Your Q ability is your main damage ability on your kits, and then if the enemy team is grouping, you could still assassinate people even if they're grouped. There are plenty of clips of mine where I still kill people in between like 3-4 champions. I kill like their 80 carry, but of course it's just harder, especially if they have good peel. Like it's hard to assassinate people, so you kind of have to manifest situations where you're able to pick them off. Yo, okay, so this is mechanics. This champion, I mean, he's pretty simple to play. Let's be honest, guys. Like, there's not much to really know. So I'm shining because I have the pot on, so don't worry about that. But there's some basic combos that we should all understand on Kha'zix. So the first one we should talk about is the QW, basically, or WQing. So QW, see here, And then we're going to show you WQ. Which one do you think was faster? This WQ is faster. That's just how it works. So you always want a WQ auto if you can. Ideally, if you want to get most damage possible. But of course, there will be scenarios where you just hold your W a bit more because you want him to hit you a bit so you get some HP back. Because if you didn't know, your W heals you, right? If you're within range, so you will QW and then you Q again later. So it's like the kind of differences on when you should do which. And then another basic combo is if you have the element of surprise, you want to WEQ. WEQ auto is the combo. And it's really good. Let's say like, yeah, I don't know, you're like here, let's say, and like you see the guy here. This is most damage you can do on Kha'zix. Now for like profane combos, I mean, if you didn't know, I mean, you can't like input all your abilities at once. Like you see how the profane comes out last. So usually what you want to do when you have profane is either, I mean, you just use all your abilities, right? Like this. Actually, there it inputted the profane first over the Q. But you want to ideally input the abilities first, and then at the end of your jump, you profane, basically. There will be times where like you would just like jump onto them with like EQ auto, EQ profane auto, and you will play, right? So it kind of depends on the situation at hand. So I'll show you again. Like if you just use everything at once, see it comes out after everything. You can also do it like this. EQ profane. So that's like for profane combos. If you ever play like Bruiser Kha'zix and such, usually you will buy profane because you need it. So yeah, I mean I have to reset the game now, so I need to get my E-Evolve. So let's go do that real quick. Yeah. Okay, so this is Wings Evolve, or like we're gonna look into double jump basically before, but this is double jumping without your Q Evolve. So your Q Evolve gives you extra range, right, on your Q. So the games where like your I don't know, your RWE, yeah, like this is the Bruiser kind of Evolve setup, but you can do Assassin with like RWE also. The way you want double jump is that you always want to make sure that most likely. Why is he moving? I'm not inputting him, by the way. Why is he moving? Dude, it's like a ghost takeover. Okay. You want to input the ability while you are midair. So like you see here, it's like you want to Q, and you want to E again. You want EQE. Is basically how I do it. And of course, like you can get the reset off like someone else, like getting takedown for you, because you get the E reset even on assist, basically. So let's say like you're trying to get the kill, right? The guy's low. You're gonna do this. Okay, they kind of scuffed. There's something wrong with my mouse. One sec. I'm not even moving the character, by the way. It's like kind of buggy. Okay, so you see here? Oh, it didn't reset. See, you just cast E again, midair. For profane, you cannot do it all at once. You see, look. You see how it will profane at the end. So if you want to profane, let's say your Q's down, you just. So just know that your profane or Q, they cannot be used at the same time. So usually you want to profane after you get your Q off a lot of times. So like you do this. You jump again. I'll put an example, like right now. You will see me double jumping. And then of course, like the other combo, how we looked at earlier. You can just like WEQ, and you jump again. So now with Wings plus Q Evolve, it is a lot easier because now you can like do things like that, and your Q range is it's extended, so you have a lot more time to press Q midair, right? Without Q evolve, you have to be closer to target. But you see how you can like cast your Q midair while playing the double jump. A lot of time you see me on stream, I'll just do this randomly while doing my camps. Let's say I'm just doing my camps, I'm just like, okay, well, as long as you cast the Q midair in your animation, it will always go off. As long as you have vision of the unit. And you can do some pretty sick plays with it. And then, like, other basic mechanics, I would say, is when you're trying to assassinate people, let's say you have Aura Evolve, so let's get that real quick. Stealthy onto them. You want to just, like, you can auto QW, or you can do, like, stealth onto them. Oh, I cancel my auto there, but you can walk up to them, double Q auto, profane auto, because of course your profane and auto passive auto does a lot of damage, so if you can get everything off, it's a lot of damage on Kha'zix. And that's pretty much it. This kid is pretty simple. Like, he's more of a decision-making champ, than mechanical champ. It's not really hard to play mechanically, especially after you like learn how to like double jump consistently. It's the only real hard thing I would say, I think, for newer players. But yeah, enjoy, and let's get into the rest of the guide. So we just saw all the evolves you can do, but we're going to cover standard first. So this is, to me, the bread and butter. Like, you need to learn how to play the standard evolve, as it's very consistent. It, like, your early game is off your Q evolve, and then your W evolve allows you to be able to group in the mid game and has strong utility. And then late game, you just evolve whichever one you feel like is better at the time. If you think you can get resets because your teammate has a lot. Like, your team has a lot of AoE damage, and you're able to, clean up fights. Evolve is very great. And then R Evolve is very good if you think there's more value and just getting in there and, chunk people out and being able to, like, make space, having a 2-second stealth. Because your stealth does increase when you evolve ult. This is high tempo, so you go Q into R, and then you evolve whichever one you think you can do last. So basically, with this order, you want to play very aggressive if you can, in terms of like you're either invading and getting a lot of golden XP. You basically are trying to get golden XP perma the whole game. So you must always be eating camps or getting objectives or killing enemy champions while you play this evolve order, because you want to play while you are ahead, so you're able to always be able to make picks, you always have enough damage to kill champions, and you're kind of snowballing to get to each evolve. When you get your Q evolve at level 6, once you hit around, like, let's say your level 8, level 9 mark, you want to farm a lot more, get to your level 11 evolve, and do the same thing. You want to play a bit, and then once you get to like level 14, you want to get to W evolve ASAP, or even E evolve if it looks good. So you must make sure you're not dying for free, and you're always snowballing the game. Now we got noob stomping. The reason why I call this noob stomp is because E-evolve second is, I would say, high risk. You're basically saying, you're telling me, let's say if I would review the game while you want E-evolve, is that you think you can kill the whole enemy team and you're dropping 20 plus kills. Because if you ever mess up on E-evolve, let's say you die once, you die twice, you pretty much have thrown the game, because your evolve is very selfish. Like, you're trying to like get resets. And if, let's say, their champions become harder to kill, right, because like you're not ahead of the curve anymore, and like they get like the tankier, yeah, your E-evolve, you just can't get resets anymore with E-evolve. So now you can't have to rely on your team. So that's why the best times to go E-evolve is when your team has a lot of AoE damage, has a lot of ways to poke them down to where you can get in there, get a reset and get out, or even just keep going. So that's why I call this noob stomping, because if you're planning to go E second, you're pretty much smurfing in the game. Now we got the RW evolve that I was talking about. You can go RE, but it's not really that good, I feel like. It's kind of like really, really low in utility. And to me, RW is a very great combo when you have it together, because now you have a 2-second stealth, and you have the big W slow, which is very OP for fighting. And you just like play the group and just be a team fighter. That's all you have to do. So the point of this build is you want to make sure you're farming and you're playing for level 11. Your ult at level 6 is kind of whatever. You just use Profane to farm, and you only just make plays when it's free. And when you hit 11, you're just completely Thanos. You can do anything on the map, very hard to kill, and have a lot of like ways to start a fight. So this is where, I mean, it's just unlucky. I mean, you're probably versus like an unplayable team. I mean, I don't remember the last time I did this because I mean usually I pick him in good spots, and even like when I blind pick him, I haven't versed a comp where I had to W off first. But it's very rare. I mean, I would say maybe like 1 in 100 games, honestly. Maybe it's like less, but it's basically you can't really Q evolve because they counter you. Maybe they're like very good at grouping. Maybe they have like Yumi and like Poppy and like champs that are just anti like Kha'zix, anti dash and stuff. So you want to go W into R evolve. I mean, you can do R into W, like just like the last slide, right? But maybe you think you want to be somewhat impactful early game at level 6, so you go W evolve. But yeah, I mean, you can also do QW in these type of games, but I mean, it's honestly preference. I mean, you'll still be strong at level 11, it's just like before that, you're not. Okay, let's go over the different rune pages you can go on this champion. So first we got Conquer with Triumph, Legend Haste, and Cutdown. You can go Q or Last Stand, but I think Cutdown is a lot more. It makes a lot more sense because usually you are just going to be chunking people with like your W. Because usually if you're Conquer, you're probably playing Bruiser and you're probably playing W evolve second, so you're just chunking people out slowly and just playing a team fight. And Cutdown is a better team fighting rune, while Ku is like more for like pick potential and more for the early game. And then Last Stand's also a good team fighting rune, but I feel like if you're playing for a low HP on Kha'Zix, it's not really real. So yeah, Cutdown is your best option. And for secondary, with Bruiser, you usually always want to go either Inspiration or Sorcery. Both these synergize really well with the Conqueror tree. And it just makes sense. I mean, you either have more stats for do more damage, or you just have very consistent, smite value, free boots, which is very good. So now we have Dark Harvest Electrocute and Domination Tree. You can go either, it's completely preference. I like Dark Harvest more just because I want to play the more greedy route if I take Domination Tree. And with that, you want to take Sudden Impact. And then for your third row, you can take either of the two. I like taking Sixth Sense because of invading. I like invading a lot. And just knowing where the ward is without needing red trinkets or even Umbral is very OP. So I just take that a lot more, even though the value is a lot less in terms of like throughout the game. But, that 1 or 2 wards you might spot while invading is OP. And then your third row, I know Relentless Hunter is not part of it. I just think it's not really necessary to take. I think to me, Treasure Hunter to hit your first item faster, or to take Ulti Hunter to skip Axiom, or even like just have more haste is just a lot stronger. And with secondary, you want to go Free Boots, Triple Tonic. You can go Cashback over Free Boots, but it's preference. And then Sorcery, you go Absolute Gathering, just have the most amount of ED. Now the last rune page you can take is for Strike, and you want to take Cashback, Triple Tonic, Cosmic. It did get nerfed a bit this patch, but it's still very strong to take. And secondary, you either want to make more money or you want to have more AD. So you go Sorcery or Domination. This is the money printing rune tree. You just want to make sure you are hitting your spikes, and usually I only go for Strike if I know I'm going very much full Glass Cannon Kha'Zix. If you're trying to play Bruiser, trying to buy HP items like Cleaver, it's not worth to go this rune. It's better to go Conquer. So make sure you keep that in mind before you take this rune. Now we have summoner spells. So usually you should always take Flash, but you can run Ghost if it's good in that game, if they aren't able to punish you, because Ghost does have better scaling than Flash. If you're able to get to level 11, level 12, and just be able to get onto your champions quite easily, it's very OP on the champion. And then you got Ignite and Exhaust, which are very unique, very niche. It's honestly, I mean, as it says, it's very depending on like what you want to do in the game, but usually you don't run that. Usually we'll go Flash most of your games, and then sometimes go Ghost. Okay, for jungle pets, so you can read the descriptions, but I'm telling you right now, most of your games you should just play Red Smite. It has a lot of value in team fighting, and especially for games where you don't go W evolve second, having the slow and the extra damage on your W when you hit it. Well, the slow is more for the W. on from Red Smite is very nice. And usually for me, when I do end up going Blue Smite, is usually because I'm probably playing Conqueror with Bruiser build. I just like rather have more movement speed and more mobility on that build. Because usually the Thalia builds will have a decent amount of mobility and you're pretty much fine. Like sometimes you go Yumus and such. So that's how I view it. I mean, to me, I think Red Smite is the most broken out of all three. And blue is very nice and very unique spots. And you should never need to go green. I think it's really noob to go green. Okay, this is a very unique thing. I never really did something like this, like an item tier list. So basically, essentially what this means is, as it says on the right, the higher the tier it is, the most likely you will buy these type of items in your games, because that's just what Kha'zix usually wants to buy in most games. And I think this is probably the best example, best representation of items, I think. There's also Hubris, but I couldn't add it onto the list, too many, slots. But it's pretty in-depth. I mean, usually you always want to buy S tier items, and then usually the A and B tier items are whatever you buy, later on after your core items. So usually a good amount of time. Let's say your core items are, Umbral, a Lethality item, another one, and then Last Whisper. Then after that, you want to buy, items that are like good to help you like either team fight more or even like bash and breaker to like end the game, or you can be like tankier. You can buy like Randuin's randomly or like Maw. And then you see for the XE item, you should never really buy Hex like the what do you call this? Chempunk Chainsword. I think it's really troll to buy it. You should just rush Mortal Reminder second or third, and I think it's way higher value. I think to me Chempunk is very trash item. I think it's really rare to be able to need Chempunk plus the Last Whisper item. I actually don't remember the last time I would need to do that, so don't try to like overthink it. Just if you need XE, most likely just buy the XE and then buy the thought items, then finish your Mortal Reminder, or just rush your Mortal Reminder if they have like bruisers with like the healing and etc. So let's say if they have a Soraka Wukong, I would say Mortal Reminder is very good to rush second, because Wukong has built-in armor in his passive, and then they have a Soraka and they already heal a lot. Otherwise, you can just sit on the XE as it's the same value as the full item, and in terms of the heal cuts, and you just buy more items until you need to complete the Executioner item. Now we got the first build. I think this is probably standard for first strike. So to me personally, I think you can go either or first. I think both items are very strong to go first item. Opportunity and Umbral are very strong on this champion. You do want to build them together. I think they're very strong to pair. They give you the most amount of damage on this champ, and then you want to build either the situational items, or you need to go Last Whisper, or you need to or then you just slot in like some of the endgame items. And of course, you can build like items like Maw and DD if they're good. Of course, I mean this is like usually these builds I'm about to show you are the more like standard, But of course you can adapt your build. But this is most likely what you will build. Like sometimes your build will look like Umbral, Opportunity, with like Etch and Night, LDR, Bash and Breaker, and then you like maybe you Solar Boost for Endless Hunger. So that's like one way to build. Now we got tempo build. So basically you always want to be Q evolved with this build, because you want to play to be anywhere and you want to keep snowballing your lead based off, your camps. You want to get camp leads, you want to get dragons, you want to get objectives. That's how you can snowball a lead. So you want to be Q evolved with this build. And then in terms of second item after your moves, you can go either or. Like for me, if I want to build Umbral, it's because I want the vision deny. I want to clear rewards and stuff. But if you want to buy like a very good damage item that allows you to even go more, because you get movement speed or even escape after you get a kill, Opportunity is very OP for that. I think Opportunity is still one of his best items to buy currently. So sometimes I buy Opportunity, and then maybe I buy Umbral if I don't need Grudge or any of the Last Whisper items. And then again, like you just slot in whatever you think you need. A lot of the time I'll go Edge and Knights maybe, and then I'll buy LDR Bastion Breaker, and then maybe I'll look to sell Boots for the like Endless Hunger. I mean, it's a very good cap out item. But yeah, this is basically how you want to build. Usually you can go Dark Harvest with this setup, but you can also go First Strike. Both are completely fun to do. Stat check. So to me, I think Opportunity, Umbral, Bastion Breaker, all three of these together is the highest damage possible, but you're going to be pretty squishy and it's pretty low on utility, I would say. Like, I mean, you have Umbral to clear rewards, but you're pretty squishy. And why this is different from the other builds is because usually a good amount of time you can look to buy Edge Knight third on Kha'zix, and it allows you to be harder to kill, right? But this is like more of like you're going to play for the highest damage, which is this, and then sometimes you might need to go last per third over Bastion Breaker, then buy Bastion, and then you want to look for picks and then look to translate it into plates like instantly. And this is a very good build to do if you're planning to. If you can always one shot them, I think this is a very good build to do. And I think you should go Electrocute just to have the most damage possible. Like Electrocute does do more damage to Dark Harvest until Harvest has like 12, 15 stacks. So yeah, this is why I call it a stat check build. So if you're always able to kill them, their comp is really easy to one shot. This is one of the best builds to do on Kha'zix. Okay, Profane R Evo. So you want to go R Evolve, you want to go W seconds. You're basically scaling, you're going to become a pick / team fighting machine at level 11. And especially when you hit the 2 item, you're able to have a very low ult CD and you use fine picks. And usually you want to go Dark Harvest because you can take Ulti Hunter to have your ult CD very low. If you didn't know, with R Evolve, you want to have it up as much as you can because you're very strong with it, but you're very useless without it, pretty much. So you want to always go Ulti Hunter with Dark Harvest with this build and then take either by Axiom second or third. You can go Umbral second if you want, if you think it's better, but you want to buy Axiom in this build for sure, then buy your Last Whisper item, and then use buy strong bruiser items that make you hard to kill, like Endless Hunger. This is the bruiser build for Kha'zix. You still go Profane, and you want to go Cleaver into any of the tank items. I think the best build, how it should look like when you take Conquer with this build, is you go Profane, you go Cleaver, and then usually you want to go Zeke's or Frozen Hearts, and then think about buying a Mar item, and then you want to buy something like Sterak's and Endless Hunger. I think that is the best bruiser build you can do right now. I actually think it's very strong if you can get to that point. It makes it very hard to kill, and you can still kill. You can still kill the squishies on the enemy team. Kha'zix is just that OP. So try it out, and there will be a build example or game example in this guide later on when we do the VODs. So stay tuned. Okay, Hubris. I only go Hubris if I have 3 early kills. Doesn't mean 3 before the first base. It means like on the second recall / like third. It's pretty much like I can get a Hubris on the second recall. Like after, I'm on my second turn, I get more kills. I have enough gold for Hubris pretty much. Like it's because usually your first recall, usually you want it to be Dirk. So then you can be very flexible, right? So you have Dirk into you can buy Yumu's with it, Umbral with it, Opportunity with it, you can buy Hubris with it. Hubris is the most expensive out of all of them, but it does have a lot of value if you think you can drop a lot of kills. It does do a disgusting amount of damage when you get a good amount of stacks, especially with Harvest, you just overkill people very hard. And there is a Hubris build where you can go Bruiser with it and you just use it as like a stat item, but to me the best way to play Hubris is full Glass Cannon and you just play to one-shot everyone. Okay, let's get into the matchup section of the Kha'zix guide. So we're gonna cover pretty much every champion that is even played in the jungle in the first place. So let's look at Aatrox. I would say is more Kha'zix's favorite now. Ever since Aatrox nerfs through season 15, towards the end, and just like what he is right now, I think Kha'zix is definitely in a better spot. Doesn't mean you can't lose the matchup. It just feels like you should be able to win in the turns of the 1v1 in a lot of stages, and I do feel like your bases, your item buys are better than his. I would say his one item is very good, but then after that, I think it's definitely, Kha'zix can definitely have the edge. If you farm very well, you do farm a lot better than he does, so that's the way he kind of get an advantage in the matchup. Ambessa, I think, is actually hard or skill. Actually, okay, for me personally, I think it's skill, but I think for most players, I think it's hard. You know what I mean? So the reason why it's hard is because the champ's damage is very high, and she's actually very she has her W, which gives her a shield, is very annoying to deal with. So you kind of need to buy Serpents a lot of the time for Ambessa, just because the Eclipse shield, let's say if she goes Eclipse, her W shield is very annoying the later the game goes, and it actually is quite hard to kill her because she will tank a lot of your damage with it, and she also does a lot of damage with the builds that they can go they can go Lethality, Ambessa, and they actually just one shot you. So I would say it's quite hard to play. You do have to play around her abilities very well. But if you ever realize that, they use their abilities, that is your time to one-shot them, because she's only really tanky because of her W. Otherwise, if she is down, it's a very long cooldown, I don't know, 10 plus seconds. That's her time to kill her. But yeah, I would say it's a quite hard matchup, I think, for most people. But for me personally, I think it's definitely really playable. It's just, yeah, most people will struggle. Also, the champ clears a lot faster than you do, so it kind of blows. Belveth is one of the hardest matchups ever for Kha'zix, just because she will always stat check, and she also cheeses the game level 1 sometimes. And your champ is kind of bad level 1 compared to Belveth. Thing is, like, your Q does do a lot of damage, but you know, Belveth is very slippery and is able to one-shot raptors and such, so and her E is very annoying. Her W can cancel your E and just like gap close. It's a very annoying champ to deal with in previous seasons. In terms of this season, the champion itself doesn't. I mean, it's not being played because it seems pretty weak. I would say it's pretty weak right now, but you know it is getting buffed. It's getting buffed in the third patch of season 16, which is I don't know why, but maybe you know after a buff or two, the champion might just be completely OP. And yeah, you just need to make sure when you're versing Belveth. Let me open up Rift Kit. That you're warding level 1. Make sure you know you ward the raptors. Make sure you're warding the other side. Make sure like they're not able to enter. Same thing with this side. Make sure they're not able to enter. What happens when they do enter? You see them that are entering. Well, you can either sit in this bush, and when they walk up and they start queuing, you know, he needs 3 Qs to one-shot the raptor camp. You walk up, you Q, and you just keep playing off your Q. You just play for short chunks, and yeah, you hopefully you win the flip pretty much. The thing is, if the champion's cheese does fail, your champ will do better than hers in the long run. You scale way better. Belveth does scale well also, but she does need a lot of stacks and a lot of gold and a lot of items, you know, 3, 4, 5 items. While your champion is always scaling, every item spike you get, every good item base you get is very strong for your champ. Every evolve you get is OP. So, you know, every cheese that manages to fail for her, I would say if she fails like 2, 3 type of invades or type of aggressive plays on you, your game is very good. You are in this prime spot to carry the game. Like, she can't really deal with you. Also, another thing is that the champion. So I showed you how like he can walk in right these paths, but I've seen Bellas, they do this. They can like walk in your top side randomly like this. Same thing on the other side. They can go like this and just do some shenanigans. So just be aware of all these cheeses that can happen. Belveth does want to cheese. Like, the champion is designed to make the game volatile because of how good it is at farming the non-buff camps. It's really good at doing them. It sucks at doing the buff. So it just wants to keep eating and getting golden XP. So, you know, hope that helps you while playing it. But yeah, it's a very annoying matchup. But the thing is, most Belveth players are really bad. Only like a handful of players are actually good at this champion. Especially in North America. I don't know about other regions, but in North America, yeah, if they're not like a specific nameplates, they're not good. So you guys should be fine unless you are playing in challenger games. Okay. Next champion, Amumu. Again, this is gonna be like Ambessa. For me personally, it's 60-40. But I think for a good amount of people will struggle versus Amumu because they just kind of fight him in a way where it's good for him and not good for the Kha'zix. The way you want to play against Amumu is you want to make sure you always catch him on camps, because if you use his abilities like his Q, I mean, he just can't really CC you, and like him CCing you means like using his crown control, his stun, is to prevent you from doing damage, right? That's like kind of a way you view it. So if you ever find him on camps and he's using Q, then you can like chunk him and then you do way more damage than he does. And then in terms of his like ultimate, his crowd control, like in the team fights, I mean, your champion is also very good at making space with W evolve and just like assassinating 80 carries. Just make sure you have Merc Treads and like just play around it very well. Honestly, it's a very easy matchup. Like, I actually like there's no way people should struggle in this matchup. Ekko, extremely easy to play against. You stat check him at all stages Of course, if the Ekko gets like random early kills and you don't, and he snowballs, I mean, it's just annoying. I mean, that's like any champion sometimes. Like, a lot of champions are like that. Like, if they snowball versus you, even though your matchup's easy, like, your matchup becomes hard randomly, right? That's just how carry jungle works. Simple. I mean, it's just like that at the end of the day. So, you know, keep that in mind while you play. Evelynn also really easy. I mean, she can't deal with you. And same thing for like between both. Like, if she does randomly snowball, I mean, it feels bad, but I mean, you always are able to kill her. You can always buy Maw. You can always buy Merc Treads. You can always look to invade early. You win the invade, but you know, just play the full clear game. Get your level 6. Play to invade the second buff timer, and you can snowball the game. Brand, I think, is very easy to play against. Champion has clear weaknesses, especially pre-level 3. So doing level 1, level 2 invades are very good versus him. If you ever catch him in the jungle, I mean, you kind of just 2-shot him, like 2-3 Qs, 2 Qs, he's just dead. He's only annoying when he has its support gap, and like he has a null, this Rel, Leona just following him around, and they're just like together as a group, as a duo. So that's the only time you really struggle. But you can find invade timers. Like, invade timers you can do is you can just go start his Raptors level 1 if you have a feeling that he will, you know, start bot side. Usually he will start blue a lot of the time, just because it makes more sense for his clear. Of course he can start Raptors, don't get me wrong, but you know, I'm just saying he can do like this, and then you know, you play the game. Another pathing you can do is you can walk in level 1 and just fight him. You are stronger. Another pathing you can do is you can do your red, smite it, and just walk to level 2 with E, and just barely go on him. What I usually do, because I have my E will be on cooldown because it's a long CD, is if I end up spotting him here, I just flash on him, auto Q, auto, and then my E will be up in like a couple of seconds, and then I just gap close to my E if I can, and then you just play for the prize, which is the Gromp, and you just keep invading, because the champion is very low, a low econ champion, so it doesn't need much gold to be useful. It just needs Leandries and Ralas. So just make sure you're farming and leveling up your camps. And whenever you do these invades, just a quick just piece of advice when you do these invades is like, make sure you are leveling your camps after an invade whenever you can, because these are the camps that are going to be clearing the most during the game, not the buffs. So you want to make sure you're leveling them up, and then you keep capturing them, because this is how you're going to maintain your XP and also just keep your XP good. If you clear your buffs, you know, like leaving your camps level 1, like they're just not going to be worth anything. So keep that in mind, and always try to play for their respawns if you can. You can always play for them. If you can't play for the initial one, you can always play for the other side. It's okay. You're always going to be stronger 1v1. Next matchup, Diana. It's such an easy match. Like, it's so favored for Kha'zix. Like, you just win 1v1. Like, it's not even close. Like, the only time it will become like hard is because they have a Yasuo. But then you can play Bruiser if you want. But yeah, the matchup has always been favored for Kha'zix. And if you notice, you're gonna notice throughout this tier list, the champions that are in easy are usually champions that can't fend for themselves. Like, they just lose 1v1. And Kha'zix is a very strong 1v1 champion, especially at level 6. So keep that in mind. Next matchup, I would say Elise is just annoying. Like, Elise, like Nunu, like these champions, like they just gank. You just have to make sure when they're gank, like, okay, one thing, make sure you're getting wards, especially against gankers, so you know which side they path to. If you know which side they path to, then like you can counter gank, or you can play for a camp lead. And you just play based off your XP and make sure they aren't messing with your laners too hard. Just keep farming, keep farming, keep farming. So keep that in mind when you play against Elise, that she will gank. You're more of a power farmer, but you can always counter gank. And the way you want to gather information is try and get level 1 wards. Try to get a Raptor ward. It's the easiest word to get the easiest access to information to know where jungle starts. So really play for that every game you can. Okay, next matchup. Mundo is pretty hard to play. Well, yeah, the reason why it's hard to play is because like this champion just rage baits your team. Like it's just annoying. Like the champ clears way too fast, and then like he can potentially invade you on your last camp. And if he doesn't do that, he just ganks your laner, and then he's just like pissing off your team. And like there's not much you can do about it because like you farm a lot slower than he does. Like what can you do if a champion farms like 20 seconds faster than you, 30 seconds faster? Like you can't do anything about it. It's the most like toxic thing about certain junglers, like how they can do that. Same thing with like Zyra and like Karthus. Like so usually you want to try to path opposite side because you can potentially get invaded on your last camp, if especially if the Mundo has Prowl on that side, like from his lanes. And then after that, like in terms of like how you want to play the game, I mean you just have to keep power farming. And if you ever try to find Mundo in early game, you can kill him pretty easily. It's just that like make sure like he isn't chunking you beforehand. Like try to like be there in area before him and then like chunk him out and then try to get objectives. Like just play the scaling game and then just try to play your champion for picks and stuff. Because the champion will just throw cleavers, be the front line, and there's nothing you can do about it. So, you know, generally like I mean if you guys are hardcore Kindred fans like me, like I mean just play Kindred into Mundo, it's way better. Gwen, I think for me personally, I think it's very easy just because she can't fight you back. And at most stages of the game, you kind of just kill her 1v1 with no like skill. This champ is just cringe. Like when she hits like 3-4 items. But by then, like I mean, you're still one shot her. Like Kha'zix is just so good at like mogging champions that can't really fight back 1v1. So you are a lot stronger. Briar, I would say it's 60-40. I think the reason why people struggle against Briar is one, they don't realize the reason why they lose, and usually the reason why is because they probably get hit by the E. Every time I verse a Briar, every time I mean I noticed on like the middle like the like midway through the first game or second game versus champ that like the first time I versed it, like if you just dodge the E, the champion is actually useless. The CC and the healing is actually like so whatever to me. And you can also easily build more reminder second as Kha'Zix, which is completely good on the champion. And you just mob your 1v1. Just don't get hit by the E, and there's ways for you to dodge it too. Like, just have good spacing. Like, this Kha'Zix, the way he fights is you Q, space, Q, or like Q auto, then space, Q. So it's really easy to dodge. You have your E, also you have flash, you have your ult. Like, there's ways to dodge it. So it's very favored for you. In terms of 1v1, I mean, just play around your Q rotations. Just play it slow. Q, walk away. If he keeps going on to you, kite it out. E heal off your W, keep queuing. Simple as that. Hecarim. Okay, so if the Hecarim player is good, it is actually quite a difficult matchup. The reason is because champion farms way too fast, and he actually can win 1v1s once in a while, or sometimes in certain cases when he has his Q fully stacked. So you need to really respect his stacks, and also because he farms a lot faster. If you do any cheesy invades and he like survives them or like you push him off, I mean he's always gonna be healthy because of his W, and like jungle camps just don't do damage. So he's always like farming and farming and farming. So it's actually like kind of a difficult matchup to play in general. If you're versus a good Hecarim, but usually like just full clear, play the full clear game. You both are gonna be farming a lot. Make sure you don't drop camps for fun. Always like make sure you're not like if you're gonna make a play, make sure like he can't just do it camps, because the way this champion usually gets ahead most cases is just like getting camp leads and then just having level leads based off that, to where like you'll have his Q and W completely maxed out, and that's where he becomes really strong. Level 13, he becomes very strong in the game. Ivern is very easy to play against. I mean, like the only time you would ever lose to Ivern as Kha'Zix if it's completely team diff. I mean, you can literally buy Serpent's first or second item, and then like the champion's kit is completely useless. He will always die 1v1. So always look to invade and always try to steal his camps after the like from third clear onward. You should always try to look to steal his camps and like find him, because if he has to run around and like he has to play for his team, like he has to get carried versus Kha'Zix. Jarvan is a very easy matchup. Yeah, he never wins 1v1. So even if he lands the EQ on you, he would lose the 1v1. I shit you not. But of course, if you have first strike though, you actually do lose, I think. Um, I haven't taken first strike that much, that's why. I don't really recall. But I know when I take Dark Harvest, when I take Conquer, even if he lands EQ on me, it literally does not matter. He will just die 1v1. So there's that. And just make sure you're warding early game. Make sure you don't get cheese. Make sure like you get Raptor ward, really good ward. You can also ward your buff because you can easily just do this. And it's really good to know if he does it. So sorry, let me do it again. You know, if he does this. So keep that in mind. Okay. Graves. Graves. It's a favorite for you just because you win 1v1. Just make sure you pay attention to his grid stacks as, you know, he gets harder to kill, but I mean, you still should mog him. The only ability you need to respect is his W, as he can like kite you and then like get extra damage off to where you can potentially lose, and he can like hide his like he can hide his like damage where you kind of like get one shot randomly. So keep that in mind. And make sure level 1 you don't randomly get invaded. His champion is really strong level 1, and you're really useless level 1 usually, so unless they like face check you for whatever reason. So make sure you don't randomly get invaded and your game is always fun. Pretty much. Next matchup. Jayce. Jayce is pretty easy to play against. I do think it's 60-40 because Jayce can always, you know, randomly snowball, randomly poke you out with QE, and like he also has hammer form knockback, like his E that can knock you back. So the thing is, if you ever find him, you ever get on top of him, he literally dies to 2 Qs pretty much. Because the champion doesn't really build defensive stats, and even if he builds tab eyes, he's still too squishy to play against you. So just make sure think about buying Edge of Knights. Edge of Knights is very good because it's you eat 1 QE trade like poke damage. Like the way he, you know, controls the map is, you know, poking you with his QE, his shock blast, right? So but if you have Edge of Knight, he eats 1 poke, so that's like 10 seconds of a timer for you to be able to get on top of them, make something happen, make a pick. So just make sure you find timers to be able to get on top of him pretty much. Next matchup, Kayn, I think, is very favored for Kha'zix. Both forms, doesn't matter which form he is. The reason is because like the champion is so weak pre-form, and like you kind of just like laugh at him. Like he can't even like deal with you. And then after that, so for his specific forms, right? Also, before actually, mention that again. Make sure he doesn't cheese you level 1. I mean, some of these matchups like just don't get cheese level 1. Like their champions like can just walk in and take your camps and make the game volatile. And Kha'zix actually would rather have a more stable game than volatile game, unless of course it's on his terms and he's like already level 3 basically. So the way you want to ward against Kayn is make sure he doesn't do this cheese where he just goes over the wall. You know, he can just do this. There's another one you can just ward here, and that's pretty much, you should be safe. Should be safe from Kayn invade. You can always ward his Raptors too. Just make sure you ward level 1. The champion's only real strength is level 1, because after that, honestly, like he doesn't really do much. Like he has to cheese. Otherwise, he's just farming and doing nothing till form. The champion's just not good. Champion is just useless, as hell if he doesn't cheese. He wants the game to be so like the way you should play Kayn is to make the game chaotic to where people start fighting and then you randomly pick up kills plus like get stacks on your form, and then that's how you get ahead pretty much. Jax, I'll say 60-40. I mean, the way the 1v1 works is you want to just base with your Q and just play around your Q CD. So if he's like going into you, just Q and then walk back and keep walking out with each Q, and then like, you know, try to heal off your W. After you guys are both level 6, I mean, all you have to do is stealth when he E's, and then he can't auto you, and you just play for your Q cooldown, and then you will just kill him. It's just very favorite for Kha'zix. Kindred is one of the easiest matchups to play because she cannot protect herself. Like it's like playing a horror like game like against Kha'zix as Kindred. Like because if he ever finds you, like you're just dead. Like you can't play the game. Like the Kindred is forced to buy Triforce in this matchup or have Team Diff, and also have to go Talons because they will always die. Like the job the job you have as the Kha'zix against Kindred is to always just play to kill her, and then always later on you want to play to chunk her perma, and to just burn her ult because like you can burn her pretty easily. Like she has to literally stand on top of her team, and you just want to create chaos to where she has a difficult time on deciding when to ult and how to like play her game. And like I know it well because I mean I play these champions, so like I know how both sides work. I mean I do find both sides because usually people who play the champions really poorly, but most people, most Kindreds will just get shit on by Kha'zix because of these things. Like you just play, you're playing cat and mouse. Like just be the cat, and well, Kha'zix is a bug, right? But I mean, you get it. Like it's cat and mouse gameplay. Like just find the Kindred and the guy can't breathe, pretty much. And for warding, because Kindred is a really good invading champion, to cheese, just like the other ones I was mentioning. I mean, just make sure you can ward your buff, because Kindred can go either like this way or this way. So I rather ward buff. Some champions that don't have dashes, you can ward like the river, because it's completely fine. But Kindred can hop over walls, so I rather ward buffs. Also, be careful of Kindred's just starting Q and just going over wall of one and just doing some random shit like this. I've done it myself. It's happened to me, and yeah, it's just annoying. Like when it happens, it's just really annoying. Karthus. This matchup, okay, I would say it's skill, just because it can go either way. It's already volatile. It can go either side. So the reason why Karthus matchup is hard is because one, the champion farms too fast for right reasoning, and because of that, if you ever mess up your tempo, your camp tempo, where you mess up your clear, you're slowed down because of like other factors. Maybe you got invaded, maybe you like look for level 3 gank and like he's just clearing. He will just get level these just by farming your camps because he can run around and just farm camps. And another thing is that this champion can take exhaust versus you, and then now you just can't kill him and just can't dodge his Qs easily because the way exhaust works is that he will QW, which guarantees 1 Q usually, and then if you look to jump on him, he will press exhaust and then Q you again, and you most likely you should get hit by it because it's literally impossible to miss. And already you're going to be half HP, and you're also taking damage in his E the whole time. So he knows exactly where you are, especially when he has Faded Ashes, because it like kind of reveals you in stealth. It shows like I don't know what's the word, but like it like he knows where you are, and it's really hard to play against. So the thing I do, Karthus' strength is to full clear, right? Most games I will just flip it. Okay, before I talk about flipping it, you want to path opposite side he does, otherwise you're gonna get invaded. 1, 2. You can flip it, or you just fight him level 1. Just send it, just flip it. You can do that, or you just start as Raptors and just do this. It's the only thing you can do, because if you do 3 camp invade, you're never going to get there in time. You will be done as clear, pretty much. Your champ's not fast enough. Only champs like Talon can do it, because he can just hop over like this wall, and like he gets there in time. So yeah, that's usually my game plan versus Karthus. And you know, mentioning like that kind of cheese, you know, Zyra is literally the same exact thing. It's I actually honestly think Zyra is harder than Karthus, just because I think her CC is very annoying to play against, and her plants like kind of mess with you. So I mean, I think for me personally, Zyra is more annoying to play against than Karthus, just because of her kit. Like her ults and her E is just annoying. Like it's just crowd control. But Karthus has like no actual crowd control. Like he has slows and whatever, but like that's it. Like he's like more of a damage bot. Like Zyra does damage, decent damage, and she has a lot of CC in her kits. So The way you usually play against Zyra is just to make sure he doesn't have plants level 1. And other than that, I mean, you can do the same thing to start their jungle. Otherwise, you must path opposite side. You must know where they start, if you can, and then path opposite side. Otherwise, they'll invade you on the last camp, and you can't play the game because they clear too fast. It's just annoying to play against. So you kind of need some team diff, or you need to flip it a bit. But if you do snowball in these matchups, it's completely one-sided for the cause. I mean, you completely destroy them. So, yeah. Naafiri. Yeah, literally like one of the hardest champs to play against, just because one, never isolated. Two, they have the W, where they go invulnerable and there's nothing you can do about it. And they stat check you. It's just annoying. Like like just never pick this. If you ever seen Naafiri picked and it's Naafiri draw most likely, just don't pick Kha'zix. Just save yourself the headache. It's not worth playing. Shit, let's sneeze. Okay, either way. Whoever says bless you. I don't know if they heard the sneeze. Thank you. And I'll give you a free VOD review, the first person. Because I know they're paying attention to the guide. Either way. Yeah, just save yourself the headache. Just don't play it. Don't do it to yourself. Go play another champion for the game. But if you do end up playing because you're a psychopath, your W is one of the most broken evolves in the game just because of how much utility it gives. That is the way you're gonna be more useful in Naafiri, is just play around your W's, create space, give their AD carry a hard time, and then you can always play to burn her W with your kit, but make sure you get out and then make sure your team does their job. Pretty much. Master Yi is very easy to play against. I'm pretty sure Master Yi OTP is always ban Kha'zix because this matchup is completely horrendous to play against. The only way Master Yi can even deal with the Kha'zix if they're literally duo with a Lulu Kitten or something, and they're following him around the whole game, and the Kha'zix can't play the game. The 1v1 is completely terrible for Master Yi, so you delay Master Yi scaling by a lot to where you will have a hard time being able to get to that point in the game, pretty much. So yeah, just play around that, and just don't make sure you get cheese level 2. These don't really cheese level 3. They usually cheese level 2 most of the time, where they just do their buff and they just walk in. They can do Raptors too, they can just walk in. Just make sure this cheese doesn't happen. I mean, they can also level 3 invade, but usually most of the Master Yis will level 2 invade with the red buff and just flip the game. So make sure that doesn't happen, and get level 6 and just keep invading him the whole game. Take objectives, you're way stronger in 1v1, you have better objective taking, and just keep manifesting those kind of situations for yourself to, play the game. Leesin. Yeah, need I say more. Unplayable. Especially when he's meta, just because he stat checks you, he has a shield, he has a way to reveal you. I actually don't remember. Okay, I played it many years, and at some points it was you're always gonna be revealed. Then they changed it to where it's it's like a bug where it's 50-50 you're revealed. I actually don't know if it's 100% reveal right now. So if someone in the comments can confirm it for me, thank you. But yeah, he can reveal you. He can press Q. His Q can reveal you, and his ultimate is kick in the face, no counterplay, take a shit ton of damage, and guarantees his Q damage. So yeah, just avoid this matchup. But if you do end up playing it, just farm and just understand that most of you Leesin players will run it down randomly and end their game, just have Leesin syndrome. Leesin syndrome, if you guys aren't aware of that term, is just they just take their cues because they're in the montage, and they start R flashing, looking like Bruce Lee and stuff in game, thinking they're that guy, and that's how you're gonna capitalize. Kha'zix is a very good champ to capitalize on mistakes, so if he's making mistakes, yeah, you play to outscale in that type of way. Your champion is very strong in terms of the way it team fights, so, take that into account. Next champion, Fiddle. Would I just say it's annoying? I mean, it's just annoying to play against, is it not? Also, one thing about Fiddle you need to keep in mind is that when if you're ever in his range, his W will, I think it lights up, but I know he can W if he knows that you're about to be on top of him, and he will reveal you. So he's already getting damage off, so you have to be careful of that. You do Mog him 1v1, but you kind of have to play like a cat and mouse game. You need to find him and make sure he doesn't get ult value. That's pretty much all you have to do. Okay, next matchup. Let's see. Nocturne. I think it's more favored for you, but of course, you know, Nocturne combos are very annoying to play against. But either way, I mean, the way you want to play the 1v1 is you want to not straight up fight him because, like, his E, like his fear. So you want to just play around the Qs and then use your leap well. Let's play for small chunks and your farming, both your farming is like kind of similar, like you both are similar speed. But your lowest six is a lot stronger, and your objective taking is honestly better than his. So just try to get like good invade timer and just like keep scaling the game. Like it's just a farming matchup, honestly. Lillia is easy, or it can be 60-40. The only reason is because you always will kill her 1v1. The only factor that Lillia has on you is that the champion's like scaling is good, and it can always like catch you off guard, like where you just randomly get slept and then like you just die, right? But you have edge pretty much the whole early game because like if you ever face check her or you ever find her, basically like you would just kill her 1v1. It's like very easy to play against. Nunu is just annoying. It's kind of like Elise, like just ward early game and just make sure you know where he's ganking and counter gank if it's good for you, and farm if it's not good to counter gank. That's pretty much it, and just play your game. Just play your game, play your champion, play to scale, play to annoy their AD, and Nunu will do Nunu things. Simple as that. Okay, Rengar. Completely hard matchup. This champion is literally one of the best champions in the game in terms of damage and carry potential. It is completely unbalanced. Yeah, this matchup was always favored for Rengar. It's like not even close. The only way you can cheese this matchup is if you randomly get kills early game and you snowball, or you can buy items like Randuin's, which is good against Rengar, just because he usually will buy crit items and is good against his kit. Though, even though his ultimate still shreds armor, or doesn't shred, well, no, it does shred armor or something. Wait, let me see. Let me see. It removes armor from your, like if you were marked, right? Yeah, Rengar's next basic attack, if they're marked, they have armor reduction. That's what I meant. So, yeah, it's kind of annoying, but that's just the matchup. It's just bad. Not every matchup is going to be easy. Not every matchup is going to be, you know, somewhat in your favor. I mean, there are bad matchups, so just try to make sure you don't get invaded and just scale and play your game and make sure you don't randomly die, because whoever snowballs this matchup will most likely win. A very common invade that Rengar would do, as I have OTP'd him in the past, and I was also a challenger Rengar player, but I kind of like stopped playing the champion years ago. Is, and still the same like matchup. The matchup never changed. So it's still the same exact knowledge. 3 camp, invade. That's the only thing you have to keep in mind. 3 camp, invade. He can do other side, and he's really strong. Level 3. So just bear that in mind. Nidalee is skill slash 60-40. It's basically cat and mouse. Nidalee is a very good champion in terms of like tracking the jungler, because for spears, randomly chunking you, putting traps down in bushes, because usually you want to go through bushes when you're going to places and try to get picks. So her job is to mark you the whole game and just be annoying. So just make sure you are mindful of that. Buy Umbral Glaive and buy Edge Knights and just play around that. And you can always try to play the one-shotter, because she is a very fairly squishy champion. So Yeah, and make sure you don't get randomly invaded level 3. Level 1, level 2 invade, very uncommon, but level 3 invade is usually pretty good for her. Viego. Very easy to play against. You literally stat check him so hard, and usually you will win. So, yeah, just play 1v1. The only way this champion is viable, Viego, is if he wins fights, skirmishes, and just snowballs. He's a keep winning champion. He must like keep winning his skirmishes, otherwise his value lowers a lot. While your champion, as long as your game is stable, you're farming, you're hitting your items, your champion's conditions are very strong throughout the game. Okay, next champion. Gragas jungle. Pretty easy because you outfarm him and you always beat him 1v1. The only way like this champion can be good in the jungle is if he like I guess cheese ganks and then if it works out. But you know, it's really easy to kind of like ward against that. If you just ward the raptors and you know where they kind of starts, you have a good idea. You can counter gank and you can also just play for camp lead and you will just naturally carry the game at level 6 because Gragas cannot play the game. He just cannot play the game. Cho'Gath jungle I think is actually it's just annoying. I mean like I just take it as a farming scale matchup. Just farm. And if Cho'Gath is doing some naughty things on the map, ganking, just counter gank. This champion basically his strength is to like stack his ults a lot. You know, get a lot of stacks and play the game. So you can do the same. Both of you guys scale. Whoever has better team fighting will most likely just win. And also killing him is pretty easy, I would say early on, but later on it's pretty scary because he kind of one-shots you. If he gets the silence into Q, into E, into R, like he does a lot of damage. Pantheon jungle. I think when it was meta, it was actually pretty hard because okay, so right now I don't think he's that strong, but like when he's actually meta, like Pantheon jungles don't really play that much, but if he is, like it's pretty hard to play because one, his farming is also good, his fighting is good, he has crowd control, he has damage, and like he can also negate your damage with his E, and it's kind of hard to play usually. But yeah, just try to scale, and usually like the champs he's paired with like Talia and stuff, you can't play the game, but yeah, I'll try to avoid this matchup. But if you get put up against it, just farm and you know scale. Olaf jungle. I think this is easy because if Olaf doesn't get an advantage in the early levels, I feel like champion's useless. And your champion is just better. And you can rush more Reminder second into Olaf, and it's really good. Malfoy jungle is just annoying. I mean, bro, like, my guy has an ultimate point and click. Well, not point and click, but he has a cringe ultimate. It's just yeah, just farm and scale, and then yeah, play the game. It's there's like not much to say. I mean, he's just playing Malphite. Just play the scale, and hopefully he doesn't get Malphite ults, big Malphite ults in the game. It's kind of like a team diff matchup. Next matchup, I would say is Garner. Just farm against him. He literally can't keep up with you. Just farm, outscale him, and you'll be always more useful. Rammus jungle is just annoying to play against, but it's pretty free. Just because I mean he can't really punish you. You usually will beat him throughout the whole game because you don't really auto attack. You Q more. He's your Q ability to do damage, so you'll always be able to kill him. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Trundle. Okay, so Trundle in 1v1 isolation is actually really good for you. It's just the only annoying part about Trundle is that if he makes the game like really like volatile where he's just ganking lanes and like his laners like play to invade you with him, yeah, that's when the game becomes hard. So if you can't get invaded, the game is very free. If you do get invaded, it will be a difficult game. Mordekaiser jungle, I mean, you mog him the whole game 1v1. It's like not even close usually, and also the champion's kind of useless. And in my opinion, I think it's very easy to dodge his E ability personally. His Q maybe not as much, depending on like the circumstance, but yeah, I feel like it's very easy to play into. Also, rushing serpents is probably just best to do against him because yeah, his W shoot might like outplay you, but I mean if you go serpents, then like he's just gonna die straight up 1v1. Rek'Sai jungle is just annoying to play against because her W, sorry, misgendering, but the W tremor sense, or whatever it's called, is just annoying because he will just follow you, like she will just follow you like a submarine, and like I mean, the person is just supposed to mark you. It's like a Nidalee matchup. But, you know, this champion is pretty useless if it doesn't get early plays off. You kind of outscale it very hard, especially with W evolve a second or a third, whichever one. So keep that in mind. Poppy is just really annoying to play against because, I mean, this is the best champion to counter melee champions with dashes, right? So, or in dashes in general, not even melee champions, even range champs with dashes. Like, it's just the best anti-dash champion, so yeah, I mean, just get W evolve and try to be useful in team fights, and make sure you don't get cheese level 1. Very notorious cheese is Poppy walks in and just takes this Raptor camp. Make sure that doesn't happen in game. I don't play against Riven jungle enough, but personally, I'm pretty sure if I think about it a bit more, it's 60-40. One, you can go serpents, so yeah, you kind of shit on him. And then two, like I feel like your damage output is way higher than Riven's. I feel like lane Riven, the reason why it does a lot of damage is because I swear Ignite carries it a lot throughout the early mid game stages. But you know, in the jungle it can run Ignite, it cannot, so like I feel like you just stat check it very hard. There's a reason why every Riven takes Ignite when they play solo lane. I think it really carries the champion early mid game to where like it becomes OP late game. Shaco. So in past heroes I've said it's just skill or like 60-40 or hard maybe. But honestly it's just an annoying matchup. I mean the cringe Shaco player doesn't get his cheese off. I swear champion's completely useless if it doesn't get kills. So make sure you get Raptor Ward. I think it's very important. He also is notorious for starting Raptors. You can play to cancel his boxes with your team level 1. Actually, you can't really do that anymore because waves spawn faster, like 55 seconds. So, or like in meets. So my advice to you is just to get a ward level 1. I think it's very important. And make sure you have ward on the other side just in case he does like, you know, something like this. And yeah, just play the game. It's just annoying to play against in solo queue just because the nature of Shaco and how it's always been is just a complete coin flip champion. I actually think no Shaco player is actually good at the game because there's no. I mean, I don't know. It just feels like if the guy isn't flipping and if it doesn't go his way, he's completely useless. And there's other champions also like that, but it's not as bad as Shaco. I feel like Shaco is like the worst of its kind for that. So that's what I feel. Wukong jungle. I think it's pretty hard to play. I think when Wukong is strong, it's very hard to play just because his decoy is annoying to play against. So he's not isolated, and also his passive gives him armor, so it's very tanky. He does a lot of damage. The way you want to play against Wukong is you want to just play for level 11 and play for your items, and just play for your W's. And one thing to keep in mind is that Wukong can cancel if you're trying to bait his engage with your E. Just be careful that if he insta presses R in middle of your E animation, you're always gonna get cancelled. So you need to be very careful. Udyr is literally one of the easiest matchups in the game. I mean, the guy cannot win 1v1 ever. Your champion is just way more OP 1v1, so yeah, I mean, just make fun of the champion. Like, he just farms, but like you're just better at everything he can do, pretty much. Just make sure this cringe champion doesn't randomly cheese you level 1. Like greedier players, I feel like the only way to even like climb on this champion is just randomly cheese and make the game weird. And then, yeah, I mean, like, just be careful getting cheese level 1 out of your Raptors. Or like, you know, maybe walks in randomly. Just be careful with that. Zach, I would say, is, I mean, it's like kind of like team diff, because like you always win 1v1, you farm well, and you do objectives better than he does. It's just that like if he gets ganks off his lane, like on his lanes, and then like he has winning lanes, like that's just how he wins. So the matchup itself is like kind of annoying, because like it's kind of a team diff if you end up losing usually, if you play your champion well, if you play Kha'zix well. So yeah, I don't know. Like just farm well and you can invade him, and yeah, that's pretty much. If you track him well, then he can't really get ganks off, and you can play off that. Vi, I would say, is also pretty easy to play against in terms of isolation 1v1, because I mean you always win 1v1. Her farming is a lot weaker now, I think. So what you want to do is just like scale and just buy Edge Knights, or if you're going Bruiser, buy Cleaver or Shojin, or even both, and you'll do completely fine into the champion. Xin Zhao is one of the easiest matchups to play, because you always win 1v1, and you farm better, and you outscale him. The only thing about Xin Zhao is that he can be a low econ jungler, and he can be a high econ jungler. And basically meaning like if he's low econ, he will always be useful even if you're completely up a shit ton of CS on him. Pretty much. Sejuani, just farm, outscale it. It's only annoying if they have melee champions that are very good with Sejuani and your team comp is useless, but usually you outscale those kind of comps with control mage, because control mage with Kha'zix is very broken. There's too much space being created for like the whole team to play the game, and you can take spaces very well, take control of the area. So yeah, that's my take on that. Talon is 60-40 for you. The only way Talon ever wins this matchup is if he randomly gets kills early game, and yeah, he just does more damage. It's basically a stat check matchup diff, pretty much. But you win naturally 1v1 if he isn't spoon fed. Sal's jungle, I literally, when I play this matchup against OP Sal's, this is before Sal's nerfs, I had like a 90% win rate versus as Kha'zix. It's completely one-sided. It literally can never kill you. You always will mog him 1v1. The only annoying part is he can grab royalty and he can run away. That's it. But once he does that, I mean, he's basically very vulnerable for a good 3 to 4 minutes. Warwick. It's pretty easy to play in RLA. I mean, like, 60-40 maybe. I mean, like, if you like use your if you use your abilities incorrectly, like he can actually like just kill you. Yeah, he's pretty good at stat checking, but you just play well, don't get randomly cheesed, and then you play for 6. I mean, Q Evolve just completely destroys Warwick. I'm pretty sure, straight up from what I mean. No one plays Warwick in high elo, but I guess like when I'm smurfing, quote unquote smurfing, playing Diamond Master GM, like when I play against like non-challenger players play Warwick, I mean, like I always win it because I feel like champion doesn't really do anything. So, and if you use your ult properly, you can't really auto you, and you can dodge his ult pretty easily, I would say, if you have good spacing. Teemo jungle, I mean, yeah, dude, you use that, like you don't even, like he can blind you, it doesn't even matter, like your Q will kill him. Shyvana, you outfarm her, you outscale her, like your champion is just better than Shyvana, just play to outscale. Like, I mean, you guys can tell, like, there's a lot of good matchups for Kha'zix. It's just that in isolation, you will win a lot of matchups. It's just like, it's a team game, so it's like, at the end of the day, like, it doesn't matter how good you 1v1 is, if they can get away with like murder with like team diff, or like, yeah, basically team diff. Lillia is very easy to play against. If you ever get an invade timer, it's like completely GG for it to. You can spawn killer the whole game, pretty much. Volibear, I think, is actually kind of hard to play. Okay, newer Volibear builds where he's actually more of a carry than a ganker. Like, he's a ganker, right? But he can be built like a carry. It's actually pretty scary to play against because if he gets a lot of gold, he actually will like do lots of work in the game. So it's kind of scary to play against. But I do feel like it's Kha'zix fair just because your kit is just better than his throughout like later on in the game. But Volibear's early game is a lot stronger, so it can go back and forth pretty much. But like in my opinion, I feel like you outscale it very hard. That's how I feel every time I play against Volibear. It's just early game is annoying, but then you outscale it with your evolves. Zed jungle's dead next patch. Okay, when Zehen gets buffed, because I think by the time this guide releases, Zehen will be buffed in the jungle. I think champion. I think you completely destroy the champ, but it could be 60-40 too. But I'm pretty sure you completely stat check him. But yeah, I never really versed Zehen in the jungle. And when I think about it, like coming like when I play against it in top lane, like you know, it's just in my game and I'm jungle and I'm playing against a Zehen top. I feel like champion is pretty easy to kill for most parts. I think in jungle role, oh, we have to see, but I think it's probably 64 easy. Like right now, I don't have the best information, but I feel like from my experience, I think you will just win early game very hard. Like it's like it shouldn't be close 1v1. This jungle you completely stat check. It's like not even close. Like if you lose this matchup, it's actually team diff unless you entered or he got 50 kills for fun. I don't know what else there is. Oh, Kiana. His matchup used to be like all the way up here hard, but I think honestly it's like a skill matchup. It's probably like 60-40 maybe. Just because actually it's probably skill. I think a good Kiana player, if you play well with grass, I think it's pretty hard to deal with. And the way she uses her ult is actually like pretty good into your champ. But I think nowadays, ever since like all those nerfs to Kiana, I think just farm and just play your game, and the better assassin will pretty much win the game. I think that's pretty much it. No, like no way. I'm missing really like any champion that actually like matters in the jungle. I guess Morgana jungle. I mean, she can't fight you 1v1, so just jump on her and kill her. Like you literally two-shot her with 2 Qs. Yeah, there's nothing really to look at, honestly. Nothing else really. I think I covered most junglers. Yeah, there's a lot of easy matchups for Kha'zix. If you play it well. And of course there's a lot more factors that you should account for when you play Kha'zix jungle. But the main thing you need to think about is just like knowing when and who you win against 1v1. Because once you know that, you can take fights more confidently and you can play for invades a lot more frequently. Because this champion is very OP for invading, and if you ever get those invades off, like their jungler just can't breathe, and the golden XP lead you have is just it's too frightening to deal with as an enemy team. So I would say like just think about like your matchups, like take the advice you heard from like I mean you guys whatever you listened throughout this matchup guide, and I mean there's a lot more things right we should talk about that you can apply to your game, but yeah, the overall base knowledge in these matchups are like pretty simple. Like if you stat check them, you stat check them. If you don't, you don't. Like that's just Kha'zix end of the day. It's always been like that since day one. He's always been this kind of champion. Yeah, I would try to always avoid hard matchups other than like, I mean, you can play into Ambessa, play fine. You can play against these. I think these are like annoying. These three are like kind of really hard to play, and the rest are like kind of playable. But yeah, everything else, you know, let me know if you guys have questions, and yeah. So for the early game, you want to make sure you're farming well and you're hitting level 6, pretty much. That's like the basic way to view Kha'zix. As soon as you get that down, the champion can do a lot more things. But of course, I think for most people watching, I feel like whenever I watch VOD reviews on Patreon and I coach people on Kha'zix, they just don't cycle their camps well, and they don't know when you should play to kill, when you should play to fight. So I'm telling you right now, you want to be able to. You always want to cycle your camps unless you can make a guaranteed play. As you can, as it says, 100% you can get a kill. If you're not getting kill, you're not getting the XP. Like, it's just not worth it. Like, you're dropping camps that are gonna help you, allow you to hit level 6 and then snowball it into level 11. And it's very important. Mid game. So the early mid game starts for Kha'zix at level 6. Why? Because this is where you can be very proactive on the champ. But usually that only means if you're going Q evolve. If you're going R evolve, it's not really, you can't really be too proactive. You kind of still want to farm a lot more and make more guaranteed plays. But if you are Q evolve, which is what I'm trying to teach you guys how to play, which is the best way to play Kha'zix currently, you want to know how to snowball your lead, whether it's getting camp leads, getting like into invades, you know, camp into invades, or you're getting objectives on very good timers where you're not griefing your team and it's like free, uncontested, you know. These are ways to snowball the game on Kha'zix because he's a very good objective taker, he's a very good invader, and he's a very good farmer. He can do a lot of things. So you want to make sure you're always paying attention to where you can make your next play on the map. And how do you identify that? I mean, you just see where people can be kind of spotted by themselves, and then you can like just play for a pick 1v1, and then you use, even if you don't get the kill, if you chunked him and they're forced to base, you can play for a camp so after that, or you can get objective. Now the late game. You're going to see a lot of late game examples. There's like very two competitive games in the VOD review section of this guide, but pretty much you want to understand what is your job in the game. Is it to find a flank? Is it to find, just sit in front of them and just press W? Is it to actually find picks, you know, go into the side lane? You need to kind of assess that situation in game. Every situation can be different, but you can follow just like simple checklist and then think about it like, okay, is flank good? Can I get behind them? Avoiding vision, you know, using Umbral, using red trinkets. Can I get behind them? Or do you think pick is really good because you see a wave is crashing into their side of the map and you know someone's going to catch it and you can always kill them because they're squishy? Get a pick. You think you can't really avoid vision, you can't really get pick on side, so it's better to group, you know, just be more like you're making space and you're on the side throwing W's. That could be another way. You kind of assess it in game. What to focus on? I think this is what, if you're new to Kha'zix and you're like a master and below player, I would say, I think most of you guys should focus on playing the same build so you understand how much damage you do, how much damage you can also take, because this will help you be able to push your limits even more. So that's why I have a small amount of builds in this guide. As in the last Kha'zix guide I made, I had every single build possible, but this guide I give you guys the best builds that you should follow, and just follow those builds and then practice them and learn them and understand their limits. And then also have a strong and stable early game is very important. Being able to consistently hit level 6 is very needed on this champion, as that is what it should look like in most games. I mean, some games you might be dying for kills early and getting like 2-3 kills and it's a very fiesta. But again, at the end of the day, you must always go back to farming your camps, because that's how you're going to get more and more experience and then have level leads on enemy team. So understand that, and hope you guys enjoy the VOD reviews. Okay, so this is like the first one. I think I have like 5 VODs. From these games, just I'm gonna like mention it in every game that we do, every VOD. But some of the games will be somewhat one-sided, and you know, I'll go through like the important parts. So not every game there'll be a huge takeaway. Some games there will be, some games there won't be, because some will be long and some will be like 15-minute games where I completely stomp. But like the reason why you should watch even games that are stomps are you like when people play League, they won't snowball well. Like when I've watched like Patreon VODs, the only time they even look like they do good is when the enemy team is literally running into them, which might be this VOD specifically, honestly. But there will be games, I'm pretty sure, and one of these VODs where like you kind of have to manifest like your lead, meaning like you need to know when you can do an invade, when you can like do certain plays to be able to progress the game. Because at the end of the day, you're progressing the game to eventually kill the Nexus, unless they FF, obviously. So doing that is hard, and the game, there's a lot of different scenarios you need to understand. So that's why VOD reviewing is OP, because playing the game itself is more mentally exhausting than just watching a VOD. So that's the point of me doing this. So let's watch this game. Their comp is already really bad. I literally can kill anyone on their team. They have a Jhin for some reason. Also, this is like a semi-challenger lobby. There's like 3 pro players in this game. So it's on like a low lobby, but you know, it's still higher than what most people can play in. So let's go into this game. My matchup is very free. I'm playing to Diana. So, yeah, it's not hard. Now we see Diana here. I just play for a ward. I get chunked a bit, but that's okay. I chunk her harder. And getting this ward is really good because now I have an idea where she will start. If the guy starts Raptors, right, I can always try to play for a second Raptor invade if I'm a lot stronger. And if he doesn't, then I just know they're doing a standard full clear. And it's good to know which side to start, because then I can, you know, eventually if they ever mess up a clear, I can play the invade. And yeah, and finally like that. Otherwise, it might just be nothing, and we just know which side both junglers start. So yeah, and now we're just clearing down. We're looking at every lane while we clear down, you see. So the rule of F King is that the way you should view lanes is when you're on the side your camps are on, you view that lane. Like, so if you're top side doing Gromp on blue side, you should look at top. While you're going to Wolves, you look at top again, then you look at mid, because mid will be the closest lane now. Then after, while you're crossing towards the Raptors, you can look at top one more time if you want. But usually you should look at mid and then start looking at bot, because you know these are the next lanes you're pathing into. So this is like very standard how you should implement good F King in the game. We're doing Krugs first because we're playing to full clear. So let's do this real quick. We see Ballin is in a decent setup where we can play to kill. They're balling because we have setup, but you know we should just focus on our clear. I'm pinging that we should fight Crab because I am really strong, and our champs are really good in the skirmish. Even though they have like 380 carries, like I mean we have very high one single target DPS. Here I play a chunk. I have first strike, right? So printing gold whenever I can is really good. I get the maximum chunk, and now I can cross. I don't know what Jhin is doing here, but you know we just go on him. And here I'm just getting chunked. I get hit by that. And I flash right away for Jhin. So my colleague can trade kills. Looks like Dana messed up. I think I should have died here. But yeah, Dana messed up. Now let's look at that again. So I got root here, which is fine. The only reason why it's fine because when I call it landed E here, I can easily have dodged this clicking left. It's not the like if you guys watch me enough, like I dodge abilities pretty well. I react pretty well. I got hit by this on purpose. And now here, I don't have my E yet. So I just wait. I let a collie do the work. I let him use his HP bar, and I come in at the best time. And right now I'm trying to wait for his QCD. See, this is why I flash like this, because I flash his Q. Because he's trying to look at me the whole time. So I flash it. So now, if he E's onto me, he doesn't have any mark. So this was all like plans. Like, it's all, like, manifest. Like, I accounted for everything in this fight. And I mean, you should always try to take the kill, because if you can get kills, I mean, you just clear faster, so it's really good. And we just, like, heal off the crab. And I think we force a bot gank here, just because they have no summons, apparently, so, you know, we just go for it. I let my Nautilus go first, because it's better. I think I end up dying. But it's a double kill for my Karthus. I will lose one camp for this, but it's okay. Not end of the worlds. Now, you guys are probably wondering, CD boot buy. Okay, for me personally, I don't think anyone should ever try this. The only reason why I did it is because I have a shit ton of gold, and of course I can buy the Rectrix if I want to go Yumu's, or I can buy a double sword with pink. But to me, CD boots is not that bad, just because it allows me to, you know, move around faster, and now I can have lower smite CD with Cosmic. My Gromp didn't get stolen, so that means Dana can only be topside clearing down. He for sure did the crab topside. And right here, we're going to see Dana crossing mid. So right now we know for sure he did crab, topside camps, and he's playing for my Raptors because his tempo is better than mine. Simple as that. So what do? I ping my ball in to go to the Raptors. And then I just straight up cross. The reason why I'm crossing right away, most likely this play is over. Otherwise, you know, I'll partake in it. If the play ends fast enough, I can play to steal one camp from his bot side. So at least my XP is still decent in the game. Looks like they all end up dying. Take the kill. Sadly, I had to push midwave. Otherwise, I would do the Gromp here. So, yeah, we just take midwave. And we go here. We still end up pulling the Gromp anyways. Just because he's spawning wolves. He's probably going to show like soon. We got a ward though, so we see. And another fight is happening. I'm thinking that we should fight. Not a decent, not a bad trade. Pretty 1-for-1. And they're pretty chunk. Diana died again. And now we end up doing camps and we base. I'm thinking about buying Hubris or Umbral this game right now, because Hubris is really good in very high kill games. I've said in this guide, in the build guide section, I said that it's really good to build Hubris if you have 3 early kills. This game it's not too bad. If you get enough gold for Hubris on your next recall, I think it's pretty worth to buy, because you can actually one-shot their team the whole game. But you can also go Umbral. It's completely fine. It's up to you. It is a preference. And the reason why we didn't go to invade right away is because I didn't think I can get there in time, honestly. Like, he could have instantly one-shot the red by the time I even get there, and he can be on his Cogs, and maybe I can call on Raptors, or he can have a ward, a defensive ward, and he can just escape. I just can't get there in time. So what I do, I skip my top camp. I didn't do my whole all 3 camps in my top quadrant. I put for bot crab. And I'm playing for a bot side invade / dragon right now. And I'm not planning to farm too much, because I want to play to take every objective and also take his bot side. That is my plan. And Dana ended up being bot side already. He just walked straight bots, which sucks. Because I think this play should have never happened, but it's just unlucky that it did. It's okay. We take a blue buff. Take blue, and now, you know, these guys are over pushing, so we play for a kill. We just flash EQ, it's okay, we get a kill. And then we just do dragon. At base, they get grubs, it's okay. Now I just clear down. And you see, while we're clearing down. So, when you hit around level 7, level 8, more like level 8. So level 6, you want to be pretty proactive if you can. But after that turn, right, at level 6, so let's say, you know, you do stuff, you get level 7, level 7.5, then you look to recall and you're looking to do your next clear. From there on out, you know, from the level 8 to level 10 mark, you really want to farm more to hit level 11. Because if you're not on pace for level 11, it's really bad. Like, you don't have your evolves, basically. If you don't have your second evolve, your game feels really bad. So, you want to prioritize farming a lot more. Unless, of course, like, they're completely inting. Like, you want to do 100% plays. So, we get a free kill here, right? It was 100%. Because, like, we see him. Like, he's over pushing. Before I show this. So, basically, at level 6, making, like, let's say, I mean, you kind of have to have, like, understand, like, when it's, like, that kind of percentage. Making, like, 60-70% plays is not bad. But then after that, you only want to make, like, level 8s, you know, you want to make, like, 100% plays. You don't want to, like, drop camps for fun. Here I make another play. I mean, I will replay here, but, like, they both die for this, basically. So, I mean, it's not, like, that good. Like, I die. But they do get 2 kills, and it's not like my camps are up. I only have 1 camp, so honestly, it's like not end of the world. I end up getting Hubris. And then here, we see Genreds. He's clearing the wave. And he fogs into the top side. So what do I do here? I just get ready to jump on him right away. Okay, I want you guys to understand what I did here. Because, you might think it's like simple, but I'm telling you, I've seen a lot of people mess it up. EQ, auto. And right now, I'm not playing to auto him anymore. I'm playing to space so I can Q him again. Because my Q literally does more damage than my auto, right? It does way more damage. So, I play to go with my next Q. So I'm playing to space for my next Q. I'm not wasting my time autoing, even though I can literally auto him the whole time. So I see a lot of people mess that up on the Patreon. Like when your Q evolve, just think in general, your Q does a lot more damage than your autos. So always prioritize your Q. Now here, I'm waiting for Dan, right? Because he has to clear down, correct? So I just sit here. In my head, in this game during the time, it was 100% guaranteed play. Like he has to come to Raptors pretty much, and in less than 30 seconds, and I just kill him for free again. And I can do my whole jungle, full clear. And I'll be level 11, pretty much, by the end of my clear. So I sit here, I sit here, I sit here. I don't know what this guy's doing. He's just bad. Like, this is like 800 OP player. He doesn't know how to clear his camps. We just end up diving mid. It's chill. We get a Hubris stack. It's okay. And now I just clear all my camps towards topside, and I look to recall. And I get Axiom Mark. The reason why I get Axiom Mark is because I'm about to evolve my ult here, and then just play for like a 50 kill drop, basically. So here, I just run straight towards his bot side, because I want to kill him. I have no camps to farm pretty much. Like, I only have 1 camp, doesn't really matter. Kill him. We one-shot him pretty much. Evolve ults. And now I'm thinking about doing dragon / killing bots. We end up manifesting another kill here. He was playing the ward, but you know, I caught him in time. And I'm using my ults a lot more freely just because I'm level 11 with a shit ton of haste. I have CD boots, Axiom Mark, and Hubris. That is a lot of haste. So you can use your ults a lot more freely. Now I just clear my camps, clear towards topside. Another kill manifested. Why? He fogged towards topside. Pay attention to your minimap. You know? I instantly ult. Preemptively. Kill him again. We go for the next guy. Bing, yo, can we fight him? It's all good. We actually psychopath die here. You see I'm basing here. I just go for it. Thought he landed out, honestly. I mean, I think I would have died anyways. That's okay. We die again. It's all good. Now we're playing to buy Umbral. We're just going like max stat possible. Max stats is Umbral, Bastion Breaker, Opportunity is the highest damage items you can buy. Now we walk on a base, and so you're probably thinking like, why am I running to my bot side, not my top side? Well, I'm just gonna do my bot side into my top / Herald, or just do my bot side into his bot side, and then just not do objective at all, and just like take my time doing it. Because when the game is very fast paced and people are like trying to catch waves and like you can like actually kill them, you should play to kill them. But of course you have to recognize that. That's why it's good to show games where it's like completely stompy, because I bet people don't snowball it as hard as they could. Probably didn't need to die here. Probably could have played a lot better. Like right here. I didn't need to E. I could just auto Q with smites and then Q him again. He's dead. Oh, I didn't need to smite Q him again there. I could have Q'd Diana, smited Senna. I mean, not like I would have killed Diana. He's too tanky right now. That's okay. We get Umbral. Let's chill. This guy's dying. You see, look. I'm running straight topside, right? Because I want to do my top camps into Herald. / invade topside. And then play for the third dragon eventually, right? Because we're playing for solo win condition. If the game even lasts that long. I see my Kali fighting here. Run straight bots. Why? Because they're going to hit the tower most likely, right? And worst case, I just farm my camps. Worst case. So, I run straight to bot side. Kill this guy. Cheers. Go for this guy too. Another kill. Now we're just running around, trying to get more camps. You see here, we're like running straight to the Herald initially. But then this happens. Ash is inting. He doesn't know not where my position. Kill him. Kill that guy too. Get another kill. We have 41 hubris stacks. Crazy. We're trying to play for more kills. We have our ult again because of Axiom Work. Hubris. Kill this guy too. Go for another kill. Well, we should be careful. We kind of died to him from 4 shots. And now we go farm. We do Heralds. We have Drake Swan soon, so I recall. I have item anyways. See here? You guys can't see it. Well, I had a shit ton of gold. So I buy Heroes, or Opportunity next. Now I'm thinking about buying Bastion Breaker. Or Yumu's, because I don't need Grudge. They're not tanky. They have no armor. Their base armor it's like too little. Get another kill. How did I know he was here? Well, you don't have leak sounds on, but sometimes you can hear the Dusking Dawn proc on like when you don't have vision of the area. I don't know why it's like that, but it's like that. So I kill him. Again, another Uber stack. And yeah, now we're just pushing. You can do Drake anytime. I'm like going around trying to see if I can get a kill angle. Just playing for KDA. They're just sitting in the tower. I'm just waiting here. There's no point for me to show because it's not like I do anything. I just stayed here and maybe they forget about me and I played 1-shots. You see here, they forgot about me. And get another kill. Get a second kill. Get a third kill. And a 4th kill. 53 hubris stacks. You get the hell out of here. We do dragon. Here, playing for more kills. They're pushing up too far. At early ults, I didn't get the kill. It is what it is. What can you do? Chunk this guy real quick. Have to space him a bit. Get another kill. Evolve my wings. Have my ult coming up very soon. Have to be careful here. Maybe Diana can kill me. I don't know. Playing very slow. Play for Senna. Maybe I could jump sooner. Could have killed him. But it's okay. We're fine. Just make sure you don't randomly die here. 1-shot that guy. That. Can't really end. Actually, Should I get another kill here? I mean, this is just a kill montage at this point. The other games would be a lot better to just like watch in terms of macro gameplay, but like watching fast-paced games and knowing what I'm thinking while playing a fast-paced game is very important, because there will be fast-paced games like this you will play. There will be even slower-paced games. You know, there's a lot of different ways games are played, and depending on the champions are in the game, depending on what's going on in the game, depending on how people are piloting their champions, especially, you know, game pace can change anytime. So adapting, which is Kha'zix's like kind of like memo, is to adapt to the game states, is very important. Here we're farming again, and I'm thinking about looking for pick. These guys are walking up too far, right? Like surely. Anyone above like a emerald level should be able to recognize this. Get another kill. I mean, quick little double jump. Okay. Stealth so I don't get autoed. Walk up too far. He's dead. And that's it. That's the game. So, TLDR of this VOD is basically knowing when to build hubris is 1. 2, when you should be very proactive, you know, looking at your lanes, and when you see your lanes kind of playing like that, you should try to match what they're doing, because like if you guys play together, that is how you're gonna win the game, is when you play together. It's not, you don't play by yourself, you play off your team. And even though, like I've said in the past, you know, Kha'zix wants to play more by himself, well yeah, like he wants to be by himself like in the area, right? But he wants to play off his team's like plays, like what his team is doing. So, you know, keep that in mind. Let's go into the next VOD and let's look at more Kha'zix gameplay. Okay. This was a long game. This game was 40 plus minutes. It's gonna be a long watch, and there's gonna be a lot to learn from this game itself. In terms of this game's like lanes, it's pretty hard, I would say. My matchup is not that insane. It's pretty losing. My mid's matchup is bad, and also our 2v2 is horrendously bad. I think we just lose. And Kai'Sa Soraka, I mean, it's kind of whatever. Karthus Leona, Jayce, you know, our matchups are like kind of bad. So, and we won this game. I shit you not. We have first strike again. I'm pretty sure most of the VODs in this guide will be first strike, but I mean, I have plenty of Dark Harvest VODs, and I'll be playing more Dark Harvest and Electrocute and Conquer in future games in general. So, you know, check it out, let me know. What do you guys want to see? I mean, I think first strike is not a bad rune to take, just because of the way you kind of want to build. I've noticed a lot of times when I play Kha'zix, I'm not really building Last Whisper till later on, so my components are very cheap to buy the Dirk items. So I like first strike a lot more for that, you know? So, what are we doing this game? And we are just pathing bots. Oh, actually no, we're pathing up. Why are we pathing up? Well, because one, both top players in this game have ignites. They're playing very volatile lane. And to me, in my opinion, I think it's pretty hard to gank Kai'Sa Soraka into Karthus Leona. I think it's very easy for them to just do nothing, pretty much. And just like AFK. It's not like diving them is particularly like easy. I think it's pretty hard. So I ride path up. I think it's more likely for me to get a play off top side than bots. But of course, like if you just want to play bot side just for a crab and you think it's just better, then you know, be my guest. My top ended up dying. We're gonna have to skip through a good portion of this game in general, but you know, we're still gonna like look through a lot of parts of this game. Graves is already basing. They know where I'm starting. I don't know where Wukong is starting, so it's very scary. He can literally be anywhere. Mid killed somehow. Nobody knows. We finished our clear. We see Jayce's wave is really bad. Well, it's bouncing back. It's chill. Here, now we know that Wukong is for sure bot side, because I would have seen him here on this crab, pretty much. And then, you know, I take this crab. And I look to, there's nothing, right? So I look to base, and I drop a ward in his jungle. So I know if he can skip camps, then gank my top player, maybe dive, or he's just doing his next full clear. I wait here for Dirk. Sometimes I do this. Of course, you're like probably thinking like, well, Kaido, why do you stuck the pot then if we're just gonna wait for a Dirk in base? Well, you never know if like you get a kill early game if we need it for a crab fight or something. And sometimes I sit on it. Like I just like the pot. It's just my preference. And you're still able to get the Dirk anyways if you sell the pot. So nothing really changes. We see Wukong here. Now we're going bot. And we see bot lane is fighting a very, very hard. Like, holy, what is going on down there? It actually might be prolonged quite a lot. I mean, they trade 1 for 1, 1 for 2. Yeah, well, I mean, that's it. Let me just clear our camps. So here, why am I looking mid? Well, apparently this guy doesn't have flash, I think. So I'm looking mid one time. And I think they knew I was here. And it looks like I baited my team. Yeah, I think they knew I was there. So I just go do my camps, is what it is. My Graves ended up dying. Which is kind of my bad. And now I just go do my Krugs, because there's nothing else to really do. I take this wave, because he can't catch it in time, so I just take the wave. And go to my Krugs, and look to recall. There's nothing to do. There's recall. Graves is fixing top. Okay, cool. I walk towards my bot side, and I'm thinking I might get invaded here because Wukong is 6. 2 full clears plus a crab, second crab means you are 6. So I play to look ball lane right away because, you know, I can't really play. So the level disadvantage. These guys have no sums from earlier, so we play for a fast play on ball lane. I gotta make sure I get this kill ideally because I kind of need it. We kind of focus 2 champions at once, so we end up getting no one. And I'm here, I'm just trying to get 6. Wukong is messing up pretty hard. And we end up killing Wukong anyways. We kind of play for KDA. We don't get a kill though, which sucks. And we end up dying. Honestly, if I evolved the ult here, I live actually. But I don't want to play ult evolve first into a team. I think Q evolve is just too good for farming and just doing objectives. I end up dying. It's pretty bad for my game, and it's crazy how like we just drop a nuke this game. Like this game goes really crazy. What do I do now? I just farm. There's nothing else to do. I don't want to pull dragon. I don't want to drop camps. It's really bad to drop camps here. So let the game play as is. Now, even though I just said that, I'm running towards bot side. Why? Well, in my head, what Wukong is thinking, like so I think he's on grubs right now, right? Because he's not showing on his raptors. And it's not like his tempo's bad because he died before me. So he should have shown on raptors by now already. So I know he's on grubs. In my head, so now I'm gonna think about it from his perspective. I think if he hears dragon is slain, he will naturally check the raptor camp, and then if raptors is down, he's probably gonna assume red is down. So I'm kind of playing on mind game. It's like kind of a flip, of course, but that's what I think he will think. Because that's what I would think too. I would check the raptors first, and then maybe like if I'm Kha'zix, I'll shoot like a W at the red or something. I see him show there, so I just do these camps. I do red. We do end up looking to dive bot though, just because it looked really good. We don't get any of the kills sadly, and we can't dive this guy. It is what it is. And now we can't do this dragon just because I think yeah, they ward this, so we can't do it anymore. It's just too hard. So I just recall here. Kappa. I just go do my top side camps. Now I look to base. I ward base there, just in case Fiddle decides to do some psycho trade. and I buy Yumu's. No, this game looks pretty hard for me because I'm pretty useless, but I think it doesn't really matter what value item you buy. Usually you should buy Umbral though, because this game, I mean, you're kind of just going to be just farming and scaling, so at least you can clear wards and know where vision is if you have Umbral. So it's probably better. We just clear all the way down. We see Wukong topside, so that means we should make a play on the other side of the map. So we walk towards the bot side. We see Kaisa do a hero play, then we just get a free kill. Wow. And now I'm trying to see if I can get another kill. We see that Graves ended up dying mid lane, so you know I'm just responding to another play because I have Yumu's. I get here pretty fast. Didn't pop the Yumu's here. There we go. We popped it and we get another kill. And now we're kind of back in the game in terms of gold. We got a lot of gold. We got a good shutdown. So we're kind of back in terms of items. We get this blue and we look to recall. I'm looking to buy a Mortal Reminder in this game because of how much healing they have. They have Fiora, they have Wukong healing, and they have Soraka. They have a lot of healing. So I gotta rush heal cut. And buying this is not bad because one, it's good into Wukong. Two, if you're just selling the heal cut, which is completely fine, you can buy Dirk and stuff. But because, you know, the Wukong and the Fiora being very ahead, I think buying a full Last Whisper is pretty good. And also randomly I can just crit, right? So here, trying to see if there's another play. There's nothing. Okay, we go farm. Just farm, guys. Farm and pay attention. You see, my bot camp's respawning, but there's something I've been bought. Maybe I can get a kill. I end up not getting a kill. It's okay. Maybe the Soraka is strong. If Soraka wasn't doing this int shit, I would just go farm at camps. But he's trolling. Another kill. Boom. Now we go do our bot camps and we recall. We have lots of spare. Bet. Now we just think about where can we get a kill next. Can we go mid? Can we go top? Fiora died. Okay. Do I want to just farm and give the dragon? Like, what do we want to do? Looks like I look to kill mid. Let Leona kind of like start to play. Can't do anything. I'm just trying to farm this wave in peace. Get chunked a bit, whatever. Farm another wave. So here I play for dragon just because Wukong shows top, and we kind of have more numbers coming on the map than they do. They have 4, maybe even just 3, and we have 5 about to be on this side of the map. And their jungle's tempo is really bad. So, you know, I just play for crab. But the thing is, I'm giving my top side for this play, which sucks, but it allows us to scale a bit more because we get a dragon. That's 5 minutes of time. If they get this dragon, it feels pretty bad because then if they get the next one, we're pretty much on solo points, and we really need to get the 4th dragon or we lose. So I end up losing like 2 camps probably, but 2 camps for a Drake and allows us to scale another 5 minutes. I mean, I don't think it's that bad. I think it's chill. My top laner does. We just go, we catch a wave. That guy whiffs. Okay. I try to think about going Kai'Sa here. Okay. Can't get first strike. Okay. I mean, we're just giving a lot. What do? We go farm. Try to see if I can pick Orianna off because he's in side lane by himself. He has a lot of vision though. He's playing pretty safe. Playing pretty smart. Try to get a play here. Maybe Soraka would have walked in too deep. Warding, but he ended up not. So it's clear vision. Okay, now we just farm. Okay. So we're all here for some reason. Top side of the map. And we see Fiora coming here. Let's get some first strike gold. We chunk him a bit. And we see quick low engage on the Fiora. And it's playing slow. We get 2 kills, pretty big. Now I'm trying to get some more kills. Get the Soraka. Get another kill. And here I try to kill the Orianna. Would I have killed that guy if I had actual lethality item? Maybe. In my head, I thought I can kill him. Just because... Maybe the Cosmic Drive is too much HP. I think the extra HP he has is actually too much. But I feel like if I had lethality items, I think I would have killed him. That's what I thought. But I thought I can kill him. I think maybe I could have with lethality items, but I could be completely trolling. I don't know. But it feels bad. I lost Flash. It sucks. And I lose like camps. I could be already farming camps. I could be farming his top side and farming top crab, farming top camps way sooner. But, oh yeah. So here, no, just like the first video. I mean, this guy's trolling. Oh my god, we crit that guy. we crit that guy. Oh, so you're gonna see my guys, my build later this game, guys. It's pretty lit. But here, you know, this is where giving a dragon is not that bad, just because, well, one, we died, and two, I can play for top camps. But I didn't want to play for it right away, just in case maybe they play to defend their camps first, and then they go to Drake, because they easily can do that if they want. I don't know why he's not playing top camps, but he easily could have done top camps, cleared down into dragon, because you know, because our support died. Now you should have natural setup of the objective. It's pretty bad when support dies like that. And we end up getting all these top camps. Feels good. Now I'm looking to maybe think about killing their Fiora, and I just decided against it, just because I don't have ult, and you know they're kind of like just playing the top side of the map. Here I'm thinking that maybe we can play dragon. I don't know. Buy another Dirk. He ends up dying. Whatever. I go farm, and now go towards the top side. Because maybe get something. I'll just keep farming. And now we're just like kind of doing nothing. I'm trying to find a way to get kills. I mean, I kind of need the enemy team to mess up a little bit for me to get a playoff. The Fiora does end up, you know, sending for my Jayce. I think if I just eat there sooner for damage, I think maybe my Jayce can live. It is what it is. And they don't end up doing Baron because their tempo is probably really bad. So, you know, now I go try to find a pick. When the map is open like this, where like they don't have a mid-tier one, and basically it's pretty easy to try to get a pick like this. Like if they were walk up too far and like maybe they split off. So I'm walking around here, walking around the vision where they don't have vision. You see here I go on Soraka, and we chunk him, and he's pretty much dead to Karthus ult very soon, or Graves ult, that works too. And now that's it. We're out of juice right now. We kind of have to play it slow. This training, if we kill ourselves here for one kill, it's not really worth it. We'd rather play for multi kills, because that's what will actually win in the game. So you see, because I don't like instantly just jump in, use my jump, we get more. Now we just push the wave. We're almost level 16, so we're getting there. Here, I just wait for Ori to base. I can't really kill him. I don't have ult or flash, so can't really get onto him. So I just do crab. We get out. We get an item. I get Umbral Glaive, and now I'm thinking about buying Bastion Breaker. And now I'm farming here because it's not like they can pull the objective. Now I really want to get level 16 if I can, so I just farm. But while I'm farming, I'm thinking about like, okay, can I, like, if someone walks up too far, I can get a pick, right? That's pretty much what I'm thinking. Also on W Evolve, if you didn't notice, but that's because I was behind, so I can't really like play R Evolve. I think it's bad. I think W Evolve has a lot of value in this game, especially when you're the healing reduct procer, and you kind of want to group more because assassinating is a bit hard into their champs. I mean, you can't really kill Wukong, can't really kill Fiora, and Soraka has silence, and you know, Kai'Sa has ult, or you can always self peel, so it's not easy. So here, we're kind of sitting around mid rights. You know, there are two bots, Wukong bases, and I see like they're balling, kind of like going back and forth. So this is a pretty free play. Crit that guy. Get that guy. Nice. And now here, I'm sitting here. We're trying to bait Baron. It's not like we can just straight up do it. But I'm trying to see if I can go on Fiora here. Because I do have Flash, I do have Yumu, so I can definitely like outplay. And we straight up pull the Baron here. We have to be very careful when we do it, just because it shreds a lot and does a lot of damage. So, you know, I can easily die. You know, I'm already tanking a lot of damage because I'm trolling. Just eating that thingy. I don't know what it's called. And we end up getting the Baron. And I evolve here randomly. Kill that guy. Probably could play that better. And that's it. I mean, we're hitting the point where we can actually carry the game because we're level 16 and we're about to hit 6 items on Kha'zix. Now we look to recall because we want to play Dragon. I buy Tabas here with Dirk. The reason why I buy Tabas here is because it's pretty good to a team, and the champions that are most likely going to kill me are the AD champions, because the AP champions I can pretty much dodge like their abilities with my leap. So, but their AD champs, you know, it's pretty hard. And also because I have no flash. And like I'm just walking out. I don't want to walk out of base with like 900 gold. I don't think that's good. Unless you're planning to buy red pot, but I don't think it's worth it. Here I go into Custer really early. I chunk him real quick. Bait Orion ults. And we try to get more. So we're gonna look back at this fight. You guys are probably confused of what you saw. Okay. So Kha'zix Q, your animation gets cancelled. If the animation is like about to go off and someone stealths or it gets out of range, out of vision range pretty much, the Q will cancel. It won't go off. So that's the reason why I played it how I played it. So right here, let's say Kai's walking up too far. If Kai'Sa didn't do this, I would probably look to try to go on Ori. I bait out Orion ults or flash, or I mean bait out Orion ults. You're probably wondering, like, maybe I can't jump forward. Well, I probably could have, definitely. I could definitely go forward, and then I have to like somehow walk past the Soraka Sans that will most likely be dropped onto me, and then keep stealthing, then look to do another one if I want to play the more aggressive routes. But I took the more like defensive routes of those fights, and now I look to go back. And here he's on his right, but I know, like, if I want to flip that he has E or not, like his stealth, like you can, but to me Soraka is just like dead here. Because right now Soraka, I mean, he could have kept walking towards the Orianna, but I mean Soraka's just dead here if Leon just focused him. But now, like, you shouldn't die anymore. Like, if you jump in just to try to kill one guy, it's not worth it. Because there's Dragon up, and, like, you dying for one is not good. If you die for, like, 2-3 kills, that is worth it. Because that is what is needed to win a fight. So see how, like, I play very... I don't like just randomly 1-for-1. It's not worth it. It's better to play like this for KDA. Yeah, nobody knows what that guy just did. I just put my Karthus, throwing W's. Can't get more, sucks. This guy randomly just ints. I mean, they had Dragon. He just died for fun. Trying to do Drake here. I just, play for the Dragon. His game doesn't end, even if we like 2 of us die. You almost kill that guy. Okay. Go out on the map as farm. I just want to try to hit that item. Let's farm. Try to see if we can get another pick. So how do we end up being here? Well, one way to try to find people is 3 waves. When there's a wave going, a big wave going into their side, someone has to catch a ret. So usually they should be defended, but in most evos, especially below like GM Challenger, people won't be protected when they catch sideways a lot of the time. So you can always find a pick on side lane. Another way to find picks is finding their support on the vision timer where no one's around them. I'm telling you right now, a lot of people don't really cover for each other, so they end up dying when in reality they should actually be covered by a support or a jungler or someone on your team to catch a wave. Especially when there's an assassin on enemy team, it's very important to know that. So here, You go on Oriana. Kill him. Don't know why I did that. It's okay. I can't really walk up too far because he has ults, so I need to play a bit slow. And we kill him. We look to base, try to cover, bot tower so they don't randomly end the game. I buy Bastion Breaker. They back off. They don't think they can play for more. And I see Fiora here. Soraka based. I'm trying to bait this guy to go on me because I can easily chunk him like that and E away. And it's not like he can do more. And of course he can always parry, but it's not like I have CC. And here he parried the Leona, so now he's just dead. Boom. So here, what am I doing? I'm trying to find them while they're rotating, basically. Like this. I mean, sadly, it's the Wukong, so it's actually kind of hard to kill him. But, yeah, it's unlucky. Maybe we could have went for more. Don't know. Look to recall. Is this where I buy, like, IE? I eventually swap my build out for crit kids later. So, we're still playing. We don't have Karthus out for the next objective fight, which is Baron, which is spawning in 30 seconds. So, it's kind of scary. We go find the spots. And the best spot to try to play is usually around mid. It could be in the jungle too, but here to me it's mid because maybe they walk up for the wave and someone's disconnected from each other. You know, they might make a mistake in positioning, so I look for a pick. See here, I'm trying to see. Like, this is why another thing. If you have a ward in the middle lane, it's very broken as Kha'zix because then, you know, I could just sit here and wait until this wave, like, eventually this wave will like spawn me, right? But while this wave is not there yet, I can sit right here. And if someone shows on like a ward here, right, I can just go onto them and kill them for free. So it's really OP to get wards in the middle of the lane if you can. Again, I find I go into the happy spot. This is my happy spot right now. And I'm trying to find a flank. And this flank ends up, you know, winning us this next fight because, you know, I get right behind them. I get a big flank. This big flank. I can chunk out their squishies pretty easily. I like to stealth here, try to chunk whichever target is closest, and I jump out right away. Because the way I die is Soraka E into Wukong ult. Like Soraka silence into Wukong ult. And we did a lot of work in this fight. Probably could have WQ'd or Q'd before flashing, but yeah, it's okay. It's a stressful game. It's 32 minutes. Here I can't really tank it. And it's base because I know Grace can do it. His setup allows him to do it. I try to clear as much of the wave as possible. Now I let Leona deal with that. And let's get to the dragon. Let's do this dragon very fast. It is our third dragon. They're all dead. Also here, we see Soraka got spotted reds. I don't know why he's doing what he's doing, but he ends up like dying. Boom, another kill. And let's go clear my camps, and this is where I look to swap on my build. Oh, I did buy Endless Hunger for boots. I think it's really OP to do that. There's mid, we're sieging. Kaisa Zanya's. Get another kill. Get that guy slowed, get some gold. 33-minute game. Enemy's base. I channel one time to see maybe if someone's inting. Channel again. There's nothing. Now this is where I swap out for crits. The reason why I think crit has more value than lethality is because one, the champions I'm most likely hitting are very squishy. They don't have armor pretty much. And the champions with armor, like the Fiora and Wukong, I can already kill them with Last Whisper pretty much. And if I just play with my Karthus, like, they're gonna die. So, like, my job is to deal with their squishies more, and then press W for, like, the Wukong and Fiora. and like chunk them a bit. You know, if I get auto Q off, I already did a lot because they're gonna lose like probably a quarter HP, maybe even half. You know, Fiora can definitely lose half, and then they will slowly die to like my Karthus. Here, I try to think about maybe I can go kill Soraka, but he ends up pathing towards down. He paths down instead of like up. And he burn ults, and now we're trying to see if Fiora like ints too hard. And I think he ended up showing right here. I'm like, wait, he's inting, so I run straight towards him. EW. And I don't want to walk up because I can easily die. Now we go on a long goose chase for this guy. This guy's doing something. I mean, he's disconnected from his team, so I can jump on him pretty freely. End up dying. And now we're just chasing him off. Trying to see if we can end this game. But I need to chase their team so they can't just base and defend the wave. We end up finding him here. Good Leon ult. Wow. Okay. And now we try to see if we can end. We kind of call off. I don't think we can do it. I think this is really risky to do it. Orianna could definitely defend with Fiora. I don't know if it's possible. Again, we're sitting here to see if we can get a pick. Next dragon is Soul. If we do get it. Trying to see if I can stay here. Maybe this could be another pick. And here, this is where I buy more crits. I think I end up selling one of my items for a collector. And I think I end up selling my Endless Hunger. I think I should sell Umbral for it, but I think I value just knowing where the vision is. So I sell Endless Hunger. I think in my head, I have Flash. They have no, like, I mean, the CC is not real, so I don't think I need the Omnivamp. And also I got Red Pot, and it looks like the Wukong like gave up or something. I don't know. There's a fight happening mid here, and we look to go on the Soraka because this guy is very valuable. I mean, he keeps his team alive, so killing him first is very OP. And it was a pretty close fight, not gonna lie. Especially that's a 4v5. That guy ends up living, and we get Dragon. And here, I think this was a pretty bad play. I guess Fiora just OP. Also, that he's not isolated, it feels bad. But yeah, we can't kill the guy. Wukong flash ults. I have to play to get out. Okay, it is what it is. Now here, try to see if we can play to steal the Baron or even trade kills. I play it very slow. Can't really kill the Wukong without, unless I have like Karthus hitting with me. Soraka ends up dying. I can't really go in. It's kind of hard. I have no flash, no good vision. I have no good flank. It's pretty hard. And it's not worth to die for it. It's just not. We base here. I was thinking about buying a 4th crit item. I thought about it. It's probably worth it. It's way better to have 80 items and just sit on 75% crits. You could buy an item like Fiend Hunter Bolts, but then you have a Zeal item, which is completely useless on Kha'zix. And now we're just doing our camps. Then we base. We sell Umbral for Maw. The reason why is because I think now at this point, you know, Kaisa can definitely kill me pretty easily randomly and just give me a form of survivability. And I think they're 80 damage right now at this point in the game. I could definitely dodge it with Mountain Soul. Earlier in the game, their AP damage was kind of whatever. I think I was more likely to die 80 damage. But now because their AP champs are full build, I think it's pretty easy to dodge them. One random Kaisa W, I can just get one shots. one random QW from Orianna, I can randomly die. You see that Fiora is trying to connect to his team, and I play chunk him, and you can see how like I can easily chunk Fiora a decent amount. I think nothing happens here. I mean, we just defends. My team's like half trolling. Karthus ults, I think, and they have to like back off. I'm doing a lot of damage. I mean, I'm just Wing on my first strike. I'm pinging down Wukong's in his bush. I mean, my Fiora, my Leona could definitely have stopped him. I don't know. I mean, he's just trolling. He definitely could have stopped his base. And here I play for a flank, because that is the best way to try to win. And I'm thinking about, okay, maybe this rock was disconnected. But then I base to defend. I look to go on Fiora here because he's looking to step up too far. I chunk him real quick. You can see how I can chunk him pretty hard. And we get Soraka. And they end up walking up too far. I have to be careful. I have no ults. I'm very squishy. I mean, our team is doing some good work right now. And we end up killing 2 for 1. And I'm pinging back. We need to play for Elder. Just clear the waves. Slowly, I can do the Elder on my own with Graves coming. And we just do Elder. You get it. I see Fiora doing red buff here, so I go on him. And this is how like using your stealth properly can allow you not to take damage and even like bait fights pretty well. And I kind of just sell on this build. I think it's good to have Maw at this point in the game. Better than Endless Hunger, because you're just a very fragile champ. And I have Mountain Soul, so you know this amplifies, you know, me having more resist. Red's not up. I'm trying to see if I can get positioned anywhere. See if I can get a pick. And I take this crab because, you know, it gives a lot of vision. I could have cut it a bit more down, or like, you know, towards like their side, so I can get more vision on that side. Maybe we can pull Baron. I see this TP here. I thought it was so troll. I guess he's completely disconnected from his team. So I play chunk him again. I'm Elder, so like I'm pretty OP, I would say. You one-shot my Karthus somehow. Well, that's okay. I mean, they all get chunked. Cue the Wukong. Man, I just play very slow. I can literally kill their whole team. Graves does some big work with GA. Gets Soraka. We kill that guy. Kill that guy. And yeah, we just end up winning the game. Right here. Get a slow on the Orianna here. And that's it. That's the game. And we have 2 deaths in this game. We're 22 and 17. And you guys saw how messed up this game was. And of course, like, coming back in this game is like, it's like luck. It's a bit of luck involved because, like, you know, you need enemy team to mess up when you're that behind. And they ended up messing up. But the main takeaway from this game is like, make sure your econ is good. 2, make sure you're evolving correctly, building correctly, and like 3 is like when knowing where to make the play. Of course, not every game. There might be some games where like you might not be able to see it, or maybe there's actually no play, so you can't come back. It's okay. Some games are like that. You can't win every single game. That's not possible. Sometimes the enemy team might actually play really well. Even lower elo. Maybe they might play well. Maybe they might play discipline, not ego, and int. It's okay. Go next game. I mean, of course, try winning that game. Maybe you can win. Because you never know. People might mess up. But don't be like too down bad, like just because you can win the game. It's like that. But of course, like even I went through those times where it's like I lose my mind because like, well, I lost. Like I could have won this game, you know, etc. But every game in a way is kind of winnable. You just need to know what you should do for yourself to try to win the game. Because if you play too much for your team, let's say when you're playing a champ like Kha'zix, I mean, you're not going to be useful at all the whole game. So you might as well play for your own conditions and then try to look for your own plays. And again, play off your team too. Like, it doesn't mean that you should be completely selfish and like ignore your team. If you think your team's doing something good, play with them, because again, you want to play together. Like this game, I played off my Karthus' ult, which is pretty easy to do, honestly, and my Leona's engages. And if their team ever messed up their positioning, like the Soraka did multiple times, we get a pick. Simple as that. Let's get into the next VODs. Try to learn more. Okay, so this is another VOD. Let me go back one time. So this is a Kha'zix game where you kind of have to go bruiser. I did end up losing this game because I made one pretty bad mistake. But yeah, in this type of game, you should not play lethality usually, just because you can easily get one shots. The thing is, like, you can play lethality if you want. It's just that you probably have to end up buying, like, you must buy high values, and then you must buy some sort of, I mean, GA, Edge and Knights, and then like kind of play for KDA. I mean, honestly, if I had like engaged supports, I would probably play lethality this game, but because I have, I mean, triple, like no one can tank. Like I have to be the one that's bruiser. I think it makes the most sense to kind of play this game. So we're just gonna play the full clear down, and this is a full challenger lobby. And I think they have TF lead. We have general sniper. We have like other like guys. I mean, all the high level players, and we're just full clearing down because. Especially when playing bruiser, like you really want to get level 11 ASAP because you really want to get your W above. My ball ends up winning lane, you know, good, and we get the crowd reward, and we look to recall. And I'm pinging that I want to help top, one time because look, his wave is looks pretty bad, and I can help just bail him out one time to help him get a recall because both top laners this game having knights, and you're probably wondering like why didn't I have top? Well. The thing is, you know, top lane, it can go either way, but, you know, Akali can actually survive this matchup and then play it out skill, and bot lane, the bot crab is just guaranteed. And I want to play for dragons this game, because my ball should be winning their lane. They're a double range lane that is stronger than theirs, so I should just play for soul this game. I think it's a very good dragon game, so I don't think Akali needs actual help. He kind of ints his lane, I mean, and yeah, there's no point to bail him out. Nice play clear, and we see that Dana ends up sitting mid here. So we see Dana come here at around 349, 348, and he just sits mid, literally for a while. And I'm just clearing my camps because, you know, there's nothing else to do. And, you know, he has his Krugs up, I'm pretty sure still, and then his top side camps up. And you're wondering, like, okay, why not play for his top side camps? Well, I still want to play for Dragon because the Dragon's guaranteed. So I just play to clear my camps. My support is kind of dumb for dying to his gank that is pinged, but it's okay. Our tempo for Dragon is still very good. And here we see that their Bolin is playing very aggressive, right? So we skip Gromp and we look for a gank. Pretty free gank because they're just overextended. That guy ends up flashing, and we could have played for more. Let's see it again. I mean, we could just auto W Janna right here, get Janna. And then use kill Smolder. So we definitely could have got double kill. It's okay. But we get Dragon. We just do his Dragon. We just take it. Their team tries to contest. It's all good. And we just base. The reason why I base here is just in case, you know, he ends up playing for my top side, as he should. His tempo makes sense for playing for top gang or my top camps, just because. So on his second recall timer, he went to his Raptors, did his Raptors, and sat mid. He did some weird sitting down mid, and then he went to his Krugs and then ganked my bot. So then I proceeded to do, you know, my camps. I went bot, gank bot, did Drake, based. And in that time where I did Dragon and looked to recall, he already finished his top camps and he looked to try to contest. And to me, this guy should be able to invade at least one camp. So I just base and run straight to it because I don't want to lose any camps. And if he gets 2-3 camps, it's really bad for my game. If I lose one camp, it's okay, but losing like a quadrant is really bad in terms of XP, especially when you're playing Bruiser, where you really want level 11. It's like really important. He ends up getting my Raptors here, which sucks, and ganks top. And I just look to invade because he took my Raptors, so his tempo is worse. And here, you know, I play to get the red, and I win the 1v1 because I'm playing Kha'zix. And he ends up living 1 HP. This is the most unlucky play ever. So let's see what we could have done different here. So we got the red smites. We got the red. And then we just fight the Nano. And we're just hitting him. We hit the... Did we Q right away? We Q'd. Probably could have Q'd first instead of autoing. We can just Q auto. And then we probably would have Q right now. And then maybe we could have reacted. Maybe he would have died. But yeah, we should have traded 1 for 1 for sure. Okay. We just run straight to grubs and we pull 1 grub. And I try to do 2 if I can, just to like heist it. And I end up like I can't do it. So I mean I can't fight. I mean my top is losing giga hard, and even if though okay, so like if both top laners were showing right here, so when I do this, right? And let's say both top laners are showing right now. Right, they're just fighting on the wave. I can just fight this Dana right now, and TF will always be first because he can port to this play. But because their top is not showing, I mean a 2v2 is just straight losing. But playing a 2v1 is completely fine. So I opt out of it. I do my Raptors. I get out. I do my Krugs, and then I just go into my bot side. I just keep clearing my camps. And we have Profane, so we're pretty strong. And now we're looking to do the next dragon. But we have to play for dragons for this game to be good, because again they have Smolder, which can outscale our whole comp, so that's why we're here. And then we play to try to kill their ball in. We kill the Janna and the Smolder, and we play for dragon. We just play for dragon here. And we just do this, and I think they do end up almost contesting us. Probably could have flashed that. I thought he also had no ults because I do end up almost loses this fight, I think. But we play it slowly. We just wait for our E and wait for our cooldowns before we can go in, because like we don't want to randomly die. And yeah, bangarang. Yeah. Now we just go do our camps. Just eat. We need level 11. We're staying on next dragon. See down here making a play. You're going down right away. I think my Ezreal was trolling low key, but because okay, the reason why I want to take this fight is because here when he lands the W especially, I think like Senna's on her own, right? But the isolated target is Diana. She's by herself. She's on her own. So if we keep her isolated, her team has to walk to her, but we can potentially kill her. And then maybe we have a better fight because they will have 1 member out and we will still be quite healthy because we can chunk her without losing that much. But it ended up being like, I mean, really bad. I can't play. I mean, I have no E, so I can't really do much. So I walk it out and I look to recall. Like Bruiser Kha'zix, you want to make sure you just don't die randomly. Because dying on lethality isn't like game ending as long as like you have items, because you can always play the one-shot squishies, right? But Bruiser Kha'zix, you need to be somewhat ahead because it like once they hit their items, then like you're actually killable. But if you're ahead, you're very hard to kill as Kha'zix. So that's why like Bruiser Kha'zix, you need to play a lot smarter. And we're just always playing away from top. I mean, it's just losing. There's no point to go up there. We're just playing for camps, and now I came bot side because like they're low, so we're planning to dive bots. We get another kill. Get 2 kills. And we look to insta-base after this. Why? Because Dana just showed here. So they want to try that top. They're trying to make like they're trying to salvage whatever happened bot side. And we have dragon coming soon. So I want to just like go up here real quick. Defend this play, and then farm my camps for level 11, because I do full clear here, I'll be level 11. And this guy randomly flash, we get another kill. I do Herald here. The reason why I do Herald here is because I can use it as a combat Herald to play for the 3rd dragon, or I can play to break the tier 2 mid. Or, I mean, one can lead to the other, right? So we just do Herald real quick. I get out, I do this. I base real quick for Tab Eyes because I only need one camp over 11. And then I get my Tab Eyes, get this camp, and now I'm OP. I just do his blue because blue is OP. And I look to make a play on side here because maybe we can get a free pick. We do have numbers advantage right now. And we see that they're under dragon, so I try to get in there. I mean, our tempo is really bad. I drop Pearled for myself. Maybe I should kill Smolder there, but I feel like playing the Steelers Dragon could have been very good. But maybe it was incorrect. So let's look at it again. Because I definitely see everything, right? Here, I know exactly where everyone is. Yasuo's dead, 3 people are in the pit, and Smolder's by himself. So, I mean, I for sure kill Smolder, 100%. And if they engage onto me, I just have to be ready to press ult, and then take the Heralds. Yeah, I mean, I should kill Smolder, for sure. Also, you don't take damage in the Herald, even if you're ignited, if you didn't know that. But yeah, I mean, Smolder could have died, maybe we could have killed more. Potentially I wouldn't need to lose all my HP, and we can actually kill to wipe their whole team. It is what it is. I just value Dragon a lot more. Here, I play to go bots. I'm just trying to clear whatever camps I can get, and then defend whatever I can. I'm very fast on the map, because I do have blue smites. So, usually I go red smite all the time on Kha'zix, but because I know I'm going W evolve this game, because I'm playing Bruiser, I just decided like I kind of want more movement speed to move around more than damage, basically. But of course, like, I mean, you can do this, you can use the same theory while playing the other, like playing lethality, but I just don't like red smite. I like blue smite more when I'm playing Bruiser, and I like red smite more when I'm playing lethality. I just think it's just my preference, because I buy Yumu's a lot when I play lethality, so I already have enough MS. Here we're just fighting. I mean, this guy's just rounding me on my red. So we walk in. Smite sits. Almost die. Yeah, I mean, also Diana. I mean, I think my ball inches came right away, but it's okay. They chase, they do some chase, nobody knows. I do my camps, and here randomly they were chasing the also Ritz the whole time. And he's just mid. You know, fight him here. And yeah, he's out. And we just clear. We're just playing for next dragon. I mean, this game's pretty simple, guys. Like, we're just farming, making safe plays, and we're just playing for objective. You end up burning Janna ults, which is pretty good. And, you know, they're trying to progress the game through the Jack side. Like, their side lanes, right? Because if your mid lane's losing, like whoever's mid, like usually which is your ball lane, you want to play through side. So, that's usually how it goes. And we base again. We're just always clearing. We're buying Zeke's next. I was like building at this game, I think. It's not bad. My ball ended up killing. And I'm pinging, okay, we should play Dragon. We shouldn't pull Baron. I think it's very risky. And our tempo is going to be very good to settle for this Drake. Like, it's hard for them to walk in. Here, I walk to play straight bots because, you know, this guy's overextending a lot. He ended up TPing out here. Let me see. And, you know, we're just playing around the Dragon. We just set up around it. We end up getting a pick here, I think. I think he ends up dying. Got a kill, and we earn the Dragon. I hear probably wondering, is it better to do Baron or better to do Dragon? Or can you do both? Well, I think if we go straight to Baron here, we definitely can do it in time. I don't think they can really fight us. But can we get the Dragon in time? Well, if we get the... If we kill the Baron in the next 30 seconds or less, I mean, it's probably going to be a fight for it. And I have to tank it. Is it better? Maybe we can do the Baron time, but there's a good chance where we might lose the Dragon. Is that worth it? Because Baron, we would have to get every outer tower and make sure that we have enough gold that we're just much stronger. But I think playing for Soul is just way more consistent. I think it's really easy for them to win when they have or like and stall for Smolder to come kill us. So I think Dragon's very OP. And Baron's risky. Kha'zix can deal with Jax pretty well because you can just chunk him for free like this. And then you slow him, and then you just keep doing that over and over. And because your CDs are very low because of your build, you just keep doing that over and over and over. You burn down ults. We try to get in there to try to proc the Zeeks. We're just playing very slow. We go for Smolder. And we go for this guy. And Janna. And we end up killing everyone. Nice. Can't do Baron though, so we just push. And I'm thinking about like what I want to buy. There's a lot of items you can buy. You can buy more tank items. You can buy some bruiser items like DD. You can buy like Maw. You can buy Shojin. There's a lot of different items you can buy. I end up buying Shojin because I think buying more damage is good. Think about it now, maybe I can go Sterak's too. Sterak's has a lot of value into your team. It makes me be able to actually just like, if they engage on me, it's not good because I have Sterak shield. And I can get a shit ton of AD from it to where I can, you know, actually have damage to kill. So, you know, think about it right now, maybe I should went Sterak's over Shojin because I think it's a lot better. I don't have that much tankiness overall. Yeah, another like random vortex got spawned because my Senna. Killed the Janna. And now we look to kill the rest of the thing. I mean, these guys just randomly died. Like, nobody knows. We see here that I get engaged on, and it's okay. Actually, we didn't jump out right away. Let's look at that again. We're actually too tanky. Like, they don't do damage for some reason. Thing is, though, if I do get E'd by Jax here, and then they start wailing at me with autos, I think I die. So, actually, jumping out is correct. Let's play around my CDs. I'm not like super tanky, but things about Sterak's, I can definitely tank it more. Or if I buy like another like very strong tank item. Isolated, so we go in, we do a lot of damage, and then yeah, we kill them all. And we do Baron, and this is where the throw happens, guys. So we're very tanky. We have Shojin, we have the Warren's Mill, and this is our soul. So we get 16 here. We base right away, we get a pot. Now, the way you just want to play this is you want to play it slow, and whatever pick you get, if you have a number advantage, you just play for your dragon. Because dragon will win you the game. Basically, essentially. I feel like it happens to randomly, because my son plays too far. I end up playing too far too, because I think I'm too Thanos. Thing is, if I have flash, I can play this aggressive. But because I have no flash, I should know this. I shouldn't play aggressive. Bear in mind, I was up for 20 hours while playing this game, and I actually trolled. Like, I'm completely carrying the game, and then I trolled the game here. And now, the game is just lost. Because Smolder does way more damage than all our champs, and it's hard to get onto your team when they have Janna Smolder. With our champions. We have no real tools. Like, we have to play from ahead. And he got all our shutdowns, so he's literally 4 crit items, and yeah, it's kind of hard to win. And now the rest of the game, we're just trying to find picks, trying to see if we can make something happen on side. You're going to see here, one of the last fights. I finally died. I mean, you can see, I think having Sterak's here would have been insane value. I'm definitely sure about Sterak's this game. If it wasn't Maw, I mean, Maw value is like whatever. I think it's like okay. But definitely buying Sterak's and then buying another form of tank item. Maybe buying Endless Hunger is really good this game. Like, honestly, like, thinking about it now, I think this Kha'zix for Bruiser, I think you buy Endless Hunger as one of your last damage items instead of Shojin. And you buy, like, you can buy Zeeks if you want, and you can buy Sterak's. I think you're super OP. Super, super OP. That's pretty much it. I mean, the game's just lost now. Like, we're just like stat checked. It's like kind of hard to win. Like, their champs are like really, really OP. Maybe I should have jumped in there. Thoughts? Jump in. Eat all CDs. Be ready to flash out. You know, like, Like, not like would do anything. Not like anyone can follow up. So, it's not really good. Here, this is the last fights. So here I'm trying to make as much space as possible. If they look at me, my team can hit the wave or hit them. So this is good. And they can engage on me. If they engage on me, I can always flash. And I have my E, have my stealth. See Jax walk up here. They try to go on me. You see I pop the ult. And we see down here. So, you know, we're actually in a good spot. We see all 5. I had to burn ults, but it's pretty low CD. It'll be up by the time Dragon spawns. So we just keep playing. We keep playing slow. Yeah, nobody knows. I mean, maybe we could have won this game, but once this happened, the fight's just lost. I mean, yeah, we just can't win anymore. Yeah, I mean, let's go to the next VOD. I mean, I read this game pretty fast, but Bruiser Kha'zix is very simple to play. You should just look at how you play the fights. The fight matters more for Bruiser Kha'zix because you're grouping way more. But, you know, the Thali Kha'zix, you actually need to look at how I even got there in the first place and why I'm even going there. So, yeah. Okay, this is another kind of fast game. We're gonna look at reverse Lillia versus TF reverse Nautilus. Yeah, I took Tenacity Shard this game. It's very OP. The shard, so you have your runes, right? Your primary runes, your secondary runes, and then you have shards you can take. Below your secondary runes, you can see it on the rune page, and on the third row, you can take flat HP, Tenacity Shard, scaling HP. Tenacity Shard is very OP this game into their mid jungle, and it allows me to not completely rely on Merc Treads as soon as possible. I can actually play without Merc Treads for a while this game, or just not buy it at all for a long time. So, and you're gonna see in some of the fights later where it makes a difference. I'm pathing bot because it's Draven Nautilus into Karthus Amumu. Yeah, they're gonna fight a lot. So I'm pathing down. I don't know where the jungle is starting. Usually Telios will start red, so there's that. We're just clearing down. We're just gonna clear all the way down. My Ballin ends up fighting a lot. And I see that they're low, but they warded, so I can't really go yet. And I see here, you know, I'm playing for Crab. I mean, their Ballin stays, nobody knows why, but you know, they go for another play. Very crazy play, and we get a free kill. Okay, we get the crab. We're just doing the crab. You see them doing some play mid. They actually messed up the kill on my mid laner, and we respawn to this and we get another free kill. Okay, we are now 1500 gold Kha'zix. We have Dark Harvest, we have Free Boots, we have Axiomark. Or not Axiomark, sorry, Ulti Hunter. I am trying to play some kind of pick build this game. I really want Engine Knight this game, I know for sure. Third item, probably I'll buy it. I'm thinking about maybe buying Axiomark or even just skipping it. I definitely want Umbro, for sure. Profane doesn't sound bad. When I have a lead though, I feel like Yumu's is really OP because when the game looks like this, there's 5 kills already, and the champions in the game are very aggressive. You know, we have Nautilus, Draven, we have Talia, you know, TF. You know, these champions are like they want to make plays. And then our champs, you know, we have a Kale, we have a Narn. These two are like kind of scaling, and then we have Karthus and Mumu, which are very aggressive. I mean, just being able to be part of any action ASAP is really OP. So to me, I always like to go Yumu's if I can. If I can get it as soon as possible. If I get early kills like this, it's really good. Same thing with buying Hubris. If you can get a lot of kills early, you want to go Hubris sometimes. But you know, I prefer Yumu's. I mean, I can go Hubris this game if I want, but let's see. We farm our camps, and you know, I'm paying. Can we fight here? And I get randomly, you know, these guys are in my jaw. Let's just watch the sequence. What I do. It's pretty much over. We kill everyone. So let's start from here. Here, I'm about to hit the vision plan because they were just mid, right? And these two are walking at me. So I instant react, I E. Honestly, maybe I dodged it. Whatever. Besides the point. Why do I hit this raptor camp? Well, one, the main reason why they're invading is to try to kill me and play for the camp. They want to play for a camp lead on the jungler. Standard. So what I do, I hit the camp because Talia's too far to CC me right now. He's no flash. And Nala's already burnt his hook. That's like a 12-second CD, 14-second cooldown. I can play with him a little bit here. I have Tenacity Shard too. So here I play to pull it out. And I hit this guy here only because I have Tenacity Shard. And the goal is that my team is coming. You see my Amumu's coming, my Nala's is coming. My Kayle is coming. So what I'm trying to do here is get them chunked. My E will be up in 14 seconds. And I'm going to flash if I need to flash. And because I have Tenacity Shard, I get this flash out in time. Because Nala's auto, the passive auto, it like roots you. And because Talia, naturally the Talia should press her combo off CC, right? Now they have two sets of cooldowns straight up down, and they don't have enough damage anymore. And once this guy uses gold card, that's why I walk back, because they can't do anything off it. See, they can't do anything. Talia doesn't have cooldowns. You win the fights. And this fight was a complete Tenacity Shard diff. This is why you should really pay attention to whether or not they have CC. If they have like at least three forms of CC, especially on like towards the mid jungle and support side, Tenacity Shard is completely broken. And recently, for me personally, I only run Fly HP or Tenacity Shard. I think Scale HP is kind of fake because I think, one, Fly HP helps you with your clear faster, and Tenacity Shard is really OP into certain comps like this comp. And I think Fly HP or Scaling HP, even though it will give a lot of HP, throughout the game, I think the first 10 minutes matter a lot. And Fly HP to me, it just gives more value than Scaling HP. Simple as that. That's how I view it. So I run Fly HP pretty much every single game on every jungler. I think having an extra 120 HP at level 18 literally does not matter to me. It just does not. I think I'd rather just have the early game HP or the extra CC, the haste, or not CC, the extra tenacity to be able to play the game. It's tenacity plus slow resist, I think. So it's very OP. Now we're clearing here. We're very strong. I want to clear camps and then play into dragon, or maybe even a ball play. So here, they're walking. It's a 3v3, and I'm playing slow. I want to really fight it because I'm very strong. Like, we have our single target damage is really high on Karthus, Amumu, and Kha'zix. And I want to play this crab right now because this crab is spawning. And the fight is good. Well, one, because our single target damage is very high. And kill ult is really OP in this kind of fight. It can save the person, they will focus. And yeah, it will end up being a good fight. This guy walks in the river by himself and ends up getting punished. He was already out of the fight pretty much. And it doesn't matter what happens here, who gets focused, because Kayle has ultimates. So whoever starts getting low and they're going to try to kill, Kayle will ult, you see, as is. And boom, they all die. Base. Most people would do dragon here. It's not worth it. In my opinion, you should always just base here. Clear your top side camps and play dragon right away. Or play do invade. Because right now, there's 13 kills in this game. Dragon doesn't really matter too much, in my opinion. Like, of course, if you can do it right now, it's very good. You can start stacking ASAP. But because my camps are up, I want to value that. Because right now, fighting is name of the game in this kind of game. When there's 13 kills, just keep winning your fights. And you are going to win the game naturally just by having more gold in them. Just make sure you don't throw, of course. Just play good. So, I base. I get my opportunity. I play clear caps. They mess up a top dive, so now the game's even worse. And I trying to find a pick. I know my camps are up, but I'm trying to find the inter. I'm trying to think about invading slash, like, you know, finding got overextended, and then translate it into dragon. We kill this guy. Tilly does also, and we just play for camps. We just take his bot side. The reason why I don't take more of his camps is because, one, he's already behind right now. So, I think it's a lot more valuable just to get dragon out of the way. I think when you do dragon, from the moment spawns, if you get it between 5 to, let's say, 8 to 9 minutes, I think it's a very good dragon stacking game. I think when you get dragon later on, very late, you know, 10 plus minutes, I think it's, you don't really, like, dragon is not really the name of the game. You're kind of just going to be playing for skirmishes and then playing for herald, most likely. But, you know, if you take dragon, you know, this early, you know, there's going to be 2 dragons taken, pretty much by herald spawn, which is pretty big, I would say. Pretty big. And we're just doing our camps, and we're just being ready for any fights. And I wasn't able to go Yumu's just because I didn't have enough gold for it. But if I did have enough, I would go Yumu's. But I also did buy pickaxe randomly because I was thinking about buying profane, right? So yeah, this guy's not serious. Damn, I'm a noob. And we just let him go. I mean, there's no point to die for him. Get our camps. We go. We clear. Grubs aren't taken. Now we're playing top crab. And we're just trying to make like a play anywhere. Like, as long as we're progressing the game, and then eventually we go back to the dragon once it spawns, game is good. My boy does, Karthus does. We do grubs, and we're looking to dive top, play for camps. We end up killing your top laner. Get the kill. Now we look to recall. And I really want to buy Edge Knights, or full item ideally, but I just look to buy Edge Knight ASAP. It's really OP into their team. They will really lack damage if they burn their CC, their cooldowns, you know. So I think buying Edge Knight second is not bad. I'm already very fed. I have 13 harbor stacks. Once you get like 15 harbor stacks, I mean, the rune is like completely OP. Oh yeah, other fights. I mean guys, just one fight after another, like. And the tenacity shard is going crazy right now. Ooh. Okay, honestly, I played it like a boosted monkey or whatever. It doesn't matter. So we're just trying to look at the main point of this game, you know. See, we're back on dragon. We're on spawn. We're just thinking about dragon. When dragon's close to spawning, right? When it's like 2 minutes, 2.5 minutes, you just want to make sure you just like you farmed all your camps ideally, and then you just pull the dragon whenever as fast as you can. You just do dragon here. And the fight's happening, they die. You know, I mean, I don't think we need to really watch that. More people are dying, and you know that's pretty much the game. Rest of the game, I mean, we get 11, and then we're just looking to play heralds, and you know we just run to wherever there's a fight. Wherever there's a fight, we go to. We skip camps. We skip camps if there's something's happening on the map. Simple. Something's on the map. Something's happening. We go. Got salted. Probably could let him have that one kill. It's okay. And yeah, the game's just over. We're fighting this guy. Okay, honestly, we could have killed that guy. I don't know why we didn't play too. Boom. Boom. And that's it. Game is a wrap. So, that is just like kind of just fighting. It's decision making on why I made those decisions in the fight. And this is a kind of example of like manifesting good plays. Because you understand your champion, you understand what you took, you understand what enemy team kind of needs to do to get kills, or what they want to do, like their game plan, and the game becomes very easy.